What the heck is that, Scarlet? I don't have to ask who's doing it.
It's my goat sound effect, and the scream just makes an alarm noise now instead of screaming all the way. It just goes like this instead.
Okay. Anyway.
It might be an improvement.
It doesn't sound like a goat now. Anyway, welcome everybody to SciFi Vision Presents School Spirit Split River Keys. We're going to be talking about the third and fourth episode of School Spirits tonight. And make sure you join us again next week. We have our watch parties beforehand in Discord. If you're not a member of Discord, make sure you join it. I'll put the link in the chat because we do put the schedule up and have our watch parties and do fun stuff. So make sure you're part of that. And make sure, as usual, make sure you like the video if you can, hype it, and subscribe to SciFi Vision. We always appreciate it. And yeah, we are going to talk, like I said, third and fourth episode, and then we'll be doing one a week starting next week.
Yay!
Yay. We'll be caught up. So, what did you guys think? Tell me what you thought. Why I finished trying to capture the rest of the second episode.
Okay, go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I was going to say, so this season's really kind of taking a different turn than where I thought it kind of came from. So we learned some deeper mysteries of like what really is underneath the school. And I thought that was really interesting because I didn't realize how deep the supernatural theme would actually carry into this. So far, it's been very surface level and I'm loving it with like the ghosts in the school. But now it's got this whole other deeper meaning and connection, and I'm finding that fascinating.
Yeah, I liked how I'm gonna have to say that episode 4 is probably my favorite so far, and it got kind of Legion-y with the whole dance number in the middle.
Yeah,
which I loved.
I was like, oh my god, High School Musical time! This is awesome.
Yep,
that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
And for once, there was like a mushroom trip that didn't result in people like chasing after somebody they think is a stag that's one of their friends and trying to hunt them down.
You're funny, but I guess that is true.
Well, I mean, usually when people have mushroom trips, like on TV shows, it usually ends up badly, or it starts out good and ends up bad. So this one, I liked it was just like a celebration of Quinn's journey. And
yes.
And it was nice all the way through. It didn't like get weird at the end or anything or dark.
No, it definitely
was celebratory.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I having not seen the first 2 seasons, I obviously can't compare it, but as I said last week, I like that they're like using Simon now as opposed to it always being about Maddie, and I like that she's back. I mean, I guess she's been back for a little bit, but I like that they switched it up. I think it's pretty cool, and I agree. I like the mystery about kind of what's going on down under the school. You know, whether it's in the Hellmouth, whether it's I don't know if they're supposed to be all bad people that are down there. I'm assuming if they're stuck down there in this wherever they are, but yeah, I like that they are doing something a little different, and it does add a bit of a mystery to it that I'm guessing must not have been there before. I mean, I know there was a mystery obviously about her death, but it was different. So yeah,
at least it wasn't the mystery that I had when I fell asleep during episode 3 when Simon went to the basement, and then my player decided to play Ghost US. And then I thought Simon went into the cholera basement because there's cholera victims in the basement. It's a sitcom, but they have cholera victims. And I thought, now he's with the cholera victims, and now Hetty, the Victorian lady's down there. And what is going on in my head? Because they just merged together in my head.
Well, I can see how that could make sense. I mean,
they basically have the same premise. One's a high school with ghosts, and one's a bread and breakfast with ghosts, with one character that can see the ghosts.
Right. Yeah.
Tale as old as time.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I got to catch up on that show on ghosts. It's so much. It sounds a lot like School Spirits, and I definitely want to see like the different themes that kind of go through each, for both shows.
Yeah, it's definitely funny, and it's just like School Spirits. It's got ghosts from all different centuries. I mean, it's further than just decades, it's centuries. So
Yeah, I don't think it's not as serious, obviously, as this, because this is very serious, where that's more of a comedy.
you don't think it's serious when people talk about getting sucked off instead of passing through?
Yeah, not so much.
It's really hard for me not to put that in my notes when like Dawn left. I was like, and Dawn gets sucked off. Oh wait, does not sucked off. Passes through.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is funny that they do that. All right.
Yeah, but the joke is that they don't know what that means because they're all from, they're from like the 1900s and stuff. So they don't know it's slang and they say it. And then the girl's like, what?
Yeah, no, I've seen it quite a few times. I've liked it. I just never have had, it's not something I've stuck with. I've seen the beginning of the British one too. I don't really know.
They have them in all different countries now. They have them in like Germany and Australia and France.
Yeah. Well,
but it's adjusted to the history of the thing. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah. No, I just said maybe they'll have school spirits over there next time. Who knows?
Ooh.
I don't know. All right, let's see. So what I am not going to be doing a great job at right now is, I don't know why. I guess it just sometimes depends on the episode with something. Like usually the pictures kind of tell me what's going on, but a lot of these are just people standing around and it's really not helping me without looking at the recap. But they're kind of starting off talking about wanting to go down. Simon wants to go down to the Hellmouth, and everybody is like, that's not a great idea because you don't know what's going to happen, but he doesn't want to wait. They don't necessarily trust Mr. Martin, but he's like, let's see, it says, if telling the truth, last time there were 9 people that died down there, and something grabbed him, and he wants to go down and find out what's going on. And I think this is where Maddie is like really upset that Simon's just rushing off without worrying about himself because she doesn't want him to get hurt. And it's like, if nobody else is going to look out for him, although they were trying to stop him, she's going to do it. Yeah.
She says he's always impulsive and he doesn't think.
Right.
He jumps in.
Not for nothing though, like the way that he's trying to run around and do everything is exactly what Maddie did when she found out she was dead. She was running around the halls in seasons 1 and 2. So I'm like, pot calling the kettle black much a little bit? Like, girl, you did the same thing.
Yeah. He's not very careful, but you're right. She wasn't either. But then again, there wouldn't be a show if there was. Right. But the point is, they end up lying to Maddie because they don't want her to worry, which isn't necessarily a good thing. And that's gonna upset her, later, I'm sure.
I kept hearing like Stranger Things, like Elle saying, "Friends don't lie," while I was watching the episode. I don't think that is ever gonna leave my head. In any show I watch, probably for the rest of my life, when I find like a friend that lies, I'm gonna be like, "Friends don't lie." So I was saying that while we were watching the show, and I was like, "Come on," because Simon kind of really didn't lie and keep too much from Maddie for the most part. And I thought this was a pretty big secret that he was trying to hold. And then I thought it was funny that he kind of dragged Wally in with him, considering Wally hates him.
Yeah, I get that Wally wants to do it because of Maddie, but at the same time, you would think that he would be worried more that it's going to upset her, keeping that secret. I'm sort of surprised that he did it with them too. But I don't think that Simon, and I guess that's the point, he's really not thinking it through, because if he goes down there, he could get worse off than he is now. Like, all he's thinking is he wants to go back. But what if that makes him like dead if he goes down,
They don't have enough. Yeah, they don't have enough answers to figure out like where Simon really is. Like, he's in a different limbo than Maddie was, right? And like in a different level. So they really kind of don't know. And he's just rushing in. And I'm like, you could really alive yourself without even realizing it. Just like walk towards a light that's not meant for you. And I was kind of curious when he was going through the different scars. I'm like, what if you go through this scar and it takes you? Like, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, what if
we don't know what maybe I kind of wonder if somebody else is going to come up through rather than him getting to go out. I think something else is going to come in. Charles says that this is a funny podcast. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Charles.
Oh.
Thank you.
Great.
Got a new viewer, so thank you. Yeah. So Maddie gets, I don't know why I actually took a picture of the phone. I guess that wasn't really necessary.
Mom is calling.
Hey, I also, like I said, though, if I take it as stuff like that, then I know
have the picture. See, this is like, she doesn't even have the picture of her mom in there.
Yeah.
Right. So they have a really weird dynamic these last couple episodes. She is trying very hard to be too over controlling and protective of Maddie, and they didn't have that role prior to Maddie being like on a lot, or in the ghost rooms from season 1 and 2. So watching her mom act the way she does, I completely understand why Maddie's like mad and frustrated and kind of confused, like, what are you doing? So I think it's different. I feel like, as a mom, and maybe it's like an adult thing, like you always want to try to like compensate for whatever you messed up on, but it always goes too far, right? You always do too much, and that's exactly where Maddie's mom's doing too much.
Yeah.
Well, I think their dynamic changed a lot when Maddie Janet was around, because Maddie Janet wanted to be with Maddie's mom and do movie nights and do all her work for school at the be within sight. And maybe that comes with some of Maddie's mom's stress level, because she lost her husband, and maybe she wants that control because of all the trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes her dynamic really weird when she came back, because now she thought they were going to be closer, and now they're far apart. So she's kind of pushing the control, and she's kind of pushing independent. Maddie's kind of pushing away independently, like even worse than it was before Jen and Maddie came.
Yeah, Jen, her mother's just going to push her away. I just think it's sad because she is trying, but then you find out at the end she hasn't been succeeding. And Maddie didn't. I guess Maddie probably suspected it. And we talked last week about although we weren't sure what it was, now we know, the breath mint.
Not a tooth. Somebody else said a tooth. Like, what is
that?
I'm not the only one that thought it was a tooth, and it was weird.
Oh no, yeah. I really, I not that I'm fortunate I don't have alcoholics in my family, but I knew right away. I'm like, oh, she's just trying to cover it up. And then when Maddie said it, on either season or episode 3 or 4, I was like, yes, I knew it. I knew those were breath mints. So it's like she's still drinking. And I mean, I'm not going to knock her. She's been through a lot, like losing her husband, losing Maddie, getting Maddie back. That wasn't really her Maddie. And like, she's going through this whole roller coaster. And it's a really good point what they said at the end of like season, or the beginning of season 3, like, you don't know what your mom went through when she lost her dad to make her be this way. And I think like as much as Maddie got like, was bought that sorry, I'm confusing my words. As much as Maddie was aware of that and said, I'm sorry to their mom, she said it and it kind of went in one ear and out the other for herself, because now she's still ridiculing her mom and kind of going right back into it. And I guess that's that teenage mom-daughter dynamic, but it's sad because you really don't know what the mom's going through. She's just terrified she's going to lose somebody else and be left alone is what it really boils down to.
Yeah, I think she, like, especially with Janet Maddie, she got that connection again that she had lost.
Right.
She just doesn't want to like lose that again. But she is, because Maddie's back.
The real Maddie's back.
Real Maddie's back. Away, though, with what she's doing. I don't think she's going to solve anything, obviously.
Yeah. But she gets red.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
So let's see. So she gets home. That's when her mother's, I was thinking she didn't quite make it home, but I guess here she did. When she goes to the hospital, that must have been later. Her mother is, again, like we were saying, upset that she wasn't home, and she just wants her to be safe. But this is where they're talking about her mother says they're going to move. I don't know exactly how much her mother knows since I didn't see those episodes, but she knows something bad has happened to Maddie, and she's blaming, I'm not sure why she's blaming the school, but she's blaming the school, and she's like, we're going to leave. And Maddie's like, we're not leaving. I'll come back if you take me away. I'm going to visit my friends anyway.
She's blaming the school because they dumped blood on her too, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but she sees a little thing and she says it's
very bad in the scheme of things with the show.
And I think her mom's confused because when it was Janet Maddie did not want to go back to the school, right? She almost convinced her mom to let her be homeschooled. And then when the real came back, she's talking about, I'm going back to school. I think that really kind of threw her mom off. And then she's seeing her, like, Maddie going through all this drama and not understanding what's wrong. And I think she kind of just wants the two of them to be alone somewhere where they can kind of wipe the slate clean and start again, because she is looking for that dynamic that she had with the Janet Maddie. And I think she thinks like, all right, maybe it's school and the friends if I take her away, which is obviously not the right choice, but her mom's just desperate right now.
She's trying to find something. So let's see. So
she's really trying to mother. She's trying to do mothering and this failing because that ship sailed.
Yeah, she's got to do a lot more work, I think, to get Maddie back. So Simon's father is texting him again, and she's just right now kind of texting him back and pretending to be Simon. But I think probably I was not the only one that's worried this is not going to work forever. I mean, I kind of, it annoys me that they seem to not care and they've just let him not be home because it kind of screwed everything up. But I understand that it was a way to make it make sense, even though it doesn't necessarily work. But if it becomes a problem, then maybe it'll seem a little bit better. But yeah, the fact that they just have let him skip school to go over this girl's house is a little.
I was actually surprised when she looked at that. It wasn't like, we've tried to call or something,
Yeah, that would not fly in my house. I don't know why. Like, what teens are allowed to just sleep
Especially
over?
You're like senior year, you're getting prepped for college. You just happen to take like 3 weeks off to go see your, newfound, I guess it would be sister from another mister.
Yeah, they haven't even met her. So yeah, the thing is too, he could be totally lying and like staying at a girlfriend's house or something. They don't know, but they're not checking very well. They're allowing just the text, but it seems like later maybe this ain't going to keep flying. So at least there's that. And this is so basically the idea with these girls here that Claire and Nicole are talking about is Claire is telling Nicole that she needs to become friends with these cheerleaders and pretend that she's one of them and start talking about her and Maddie. And she thinks that if she does that, then she can find out what's going on with Livia and get her to stop. I don't know the thing that confuses me a little bit is we already know that she's the one that took the video. They proved that whenever Wally heard it in the bathroom or whatever. So what is it exactly that she's trying to find out at this point? Or is it she thinks she can stop them? Because I
think Livia has like dirt on Maddie regarding like the ghost and Simon, and she doesn't want it to blow up and Maddie get expelled or in trouble for it. Am I right, Scarlet? That's what it boils down to. She has a video of Maddie like talking to herself. She had posted that, and then we find out about the cameras later, and she just knows things about Maddie, and they don't want her spreading all of that and getting Maddie in trouble, making everybody aware that Maddie's crazy or that there's ghosts or anything about the situation that's going on.
I guess my issue with that is like that makes sense to me, but I'm not sure how, if she's telling them she's not friends with Maddie anymore and bad mouthing Maddie, that if she goes to them and says, "Oh, I don't want you to post this, that's mean," or I'm not sure how that's going to stop her from posting anything. That's why I thought maybe there was something else they were trying to find, but they already have their proof. So yeah, the fact that she's telling her she doesn't like Maddie anymore, I'm not sure why that would stop her from doing more things, but I don't know.
I thought she wanted access to the house too, like to be invited over for a party or something.
I don't know. I thought that just kind of was.
That was just kind of like
part of the plan.
It worked. No, I don't know. I might have missed something. That's what you got to remember. I've watched this once.
That's why.
Notes as we go, so I have enough for this.
I watched it like a few days ago, but then From happened. From
right?
happened all over the place. Can you go back a couple of pictures, Jamie?
For which picture?
Go back. Yeah, to that one. I know there's another yellow jacket in town. There's another yellow jacket in town. That's Robin from Yellow Jackets that plays Aurora.
The one on the right. You mean, right? Yes, she has a very small part.
That's now the second or the third Yellow Jacket. The second one, right? Or the third?
It's the third. Well, technically, Adult Travis is. Well, yeah, he's gotta be. Isn't he on her Yellow Jacket? He was with them for so long.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Travis. That's what I was saying. I knew there was a third one. I was thinking of a girl. It's not a girl. It's Travis, which is the teacher that Charlie's in love with, Emilio.
Because we got Jenn from Yellow Jackets, we got Robin from Yellow Jackets, we got Adult Travis, and then Anna Worricker does the music.
Right.
For
Lots of
connections.
Yellow Jacket people in it. Maybe we'll find more soon. Who knows?
Yeah. It's like,
But
where's Waldo?
I just wanted to say, because you brought it up, in case people just heard a piece of it, so they know what we're talking about, that the From teaser did come out, and we will be covering From pretty soon. I don't know whether I'm gonna make anything on the teaser, just because I don't think anything happened. I don't know that I can make like an hour talking about nothing happening. But we will be covering the show when it starts back up.
I made a whole theory about Sophia having a blue shirted cult coming into town this season.
Yeah,
There's a
lot of color theories. I know Robert Saunders has a really good one, and he was just mentioning today people with the black shirts, if they're wearing a black t-shirt, they usually get offed. So we're kind of looking at the trailer to see who's got black shirts on, like Ellis does. Donna does underneath her blue thing when she sees the cannibal village and the totem. So interesting. We were trying to make, death predictions. I know Scene Invaders just did a video. Jeremy did a video. There's so many videos out there now. Like you can't open up YouTube without seeing like half an hour videos over the 30-second teaser. And there's just so many things.
If we ask,
sorry.
No, sorry. No, I was just saying the thing is I don't know. I have a hard time getting into all that, considering a lot of that they basically said they didn't do on purpose, at least last season. I don't know about this season, but
well, I mean, you didn't get in 30 seconds, so there's going to be like an uprising of From between a Sophia-oriented cult of wisdom and a more knowledgeable Odin, cult that's led by Elgin because he has an eye missing, like Odin, and he likes his crow shirt.
Well, maybe. I don't
know. You didn't get that for 30 seconds?
I didn't get a whole lot for 30 seconds. So I do need to watch it, though, and take screen captures. I've been wanting to do that, and I haven't had a chance. I would like to go through it a little bit more. But right now, we do School Spirits. But yeah.
Your background's kind of Fromish, too.
Yeah, actually, it does look like the From poster. It's not. It's their poster, but it does kind of look like that. I hadn't thought about that. All right. I already got the From animations and that started. So
Nice.
We're getting there. We'll have it for April. But yeah, we'll be doing a separate show on that. All right. You didn't have anything else about them, did you? You just wanted about her?
No, that was it. I just because it was bothering me because she looks so familiar to me, and I realized it last time when I watched episode 4.
Yeah.
It clicked.
I know who that is.
All right. Well, that's what that whole scene is about. And then Xavier comes to talk to, Maddie. And he has heard from her dad. He found him, but his father so far doesn't know about anybody getting stuck in between places. So I don't know. We're kind of not sure how much help he's going to be, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
And Simon's there, but he can't be seen by anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder when they do this, like, I'd like to ask the actors, like, do they have to be careful not touching each other and stuff when they're not supposed to be able to? Because I know a lot of times it shows they'll pay attention to that. I always want to look and think about it, but I never do when I'm watching it. I forget to check it out, but they'd have to be kind of careful they don't bump into each other or bump into anything else, I guess. So the principal calls them into the office because he still wants to know what happened that day, and he's going to keep them back from the school trip to give them detention on Saturday, the 4 of them, and that is going to, derail their plans, obviously.
It's like the Bereftest Club -2.
Yeah, it's called what is
the Bereftest Club?
Yeah, the Bereftest Club. The 4th one is.
Yeah, what's the 3rd one called, Jamie?
The 3rd one is called. Hold on, I gotta open the page. The 3rd one is called The Halls Have Eyes.
Okay, The Halls Have Eyes.
The Halls Have Eyes, yeah.
But you're right. It is. I'm guessing supposed to be kind of making fun of that. But she does ask the principal after if he told her mother, and he's like, "No, you told me not to." And I'm assuming that she asked that because her mother's given her problems, but I don't know. Do you think he really kept it to himself, or do you think he's just not telling her that he told her mother? I don't know that it matters. I just was kind of curious what you guys thought.
It definitely made me raise an eyebrow as a teacher. I'm like, well, okay, some things you're supposed to keep, I guess some confidential things with a student, but you're supposed to report certain things and tell a parent. I'm like, I don't know. I think he's like stepping a little bit over bounds by not. I know he's doing her a favor. I'm like, but I don't know. I thought it was awkward. I think the only reason why he's not telling her mom is because he knows her mom is kind of irate, wanting to take out of the school, and he's already going through enough with Jennifer Tilly, the super. He doesn't need any more drama right now. He's like, all these ladies around me are going crazy. I just want to be quiet and just hopefully all this kind of passes over.
Yeah. Have we? Now I'm wondering if there's any numbers or anything important in here because I see an 8 on those dice in the background. I'm getting back in my from investigation there.
Where
on the right side, there's a big pair of dice like on his shelf. Like
is it an 8 or it's a 5 and a 3, right? Or a 4 and a 3, 7 or an 8?
I can't even see that. All I can see is an owl.
Well, I'm looking at it on the other monitor. It's a 5 and a 3.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know that it has.
Is it in front of him or I can't see?
It's in the bookshelves above the books on the right side of him.
Oh,
on his left, are right.
If you're a dice, I wasn't looking for those.
No, they're like big blocks.
No, that's why I said decoration. They're bigger dice.
Yeah.
But the point is, he is going to screw up their day, and they're not going to be able to do their investigation, obviously, because they're going to be in detention, or they won't be able to do it easily. I guess I should say. We know they'll figure out a way to do it.
Right.
And then we have Yuri here, and Charlie thinks that Yuri has been avoiding him, and he's now ready to talk. Charlie is, we got to talk about this. Charlie's making everything about him. He even says this later. He realizes it. He's still kind of he was upset originally because he thought Yuri was checking out an alive person.
Somebody who looks suspiciously like himself, which is kind of weird.
Oh, yeah. And he didn't he thought he was checking him out, so he was jealous about that. And then Yuri told him, it could be my grandson. No, seriously, it could be my grandson. And so I guess that kind of threw Charlie off, and he wants to know more about it. And whenever Yuri tells him, he could have gotten somebody pregnant, he thought that he did. They called him and said that they were in trouble, which meant pregnant back then. And the girl was trying to decide whether or not to keep it. And he was supposed to meet her, but that was when he died because he freaked out and had an anxiety attack that triggered his asthma. So he never got to find out what happened. But Charlie, all he hears is, you had a lot of sex. And
you won't want me.
And he's like, well, that was a mistake, right? He's like, you're not still into women, are you? And are into girls too. And he's like, why does that matter? Like, that has nothing to do with this. This happened a long time ago. And he tells him, it doesn't matter whether I like girls or not. You're the person that I'm with. Right. Which, it's like Charlie doesn't trust him. And I get it from his point of view. He feels, I don't know, inadequate. He doesn't have enough self-esteem, I guess. But I can see from Yuri's point of view, too, that he's not trusting him. So that kind of pisses Yuri off. And he, Charlie basically says to him that thinks he's with him just because there's nobody else. And he's like, that's not why. And then he also, when he doesn't, I guess he has a problem with the fact he's had a lot of sex because he hasn't had a lot. So he's like, he feels inadequate, and he's
just trying to get into a fight, and I don't know why, because he has low self-esteem.
Yeah, you can almost see their age divide, right? Charlie still acts very much like he's in high school, and even though Yuri technically was in high school, he's a much older soul. Considering that he has either bisexual or homosexual tendencies, that wasn't really spoken about back then. And a lot of those men did go on to get married and have kids, even though they had. So that was very normal for Yuri's time period. But in the next decade after that, it kind of wasn't a thing for Charlie at that age. So you can kind of really see this is Charlie's first love. For Yuri, even if it is, he's already experienced things that he doesn't
That's
act
his second love.
So attached.
That's
Charlie's second love. That's true.
But Emilio was his first.
Yeah. But he doesn't feel he's worried that he's not worthy of Yuri. But either way, he's like I said, I kind of get it, but he's pissing Yuri off. And he understands it, but he's a little mad because he's making it all about him, and that's not what this was about. And he does make a point too, though, that he should get to see Yuri's scar because he got to see his. I don't think it's at this point when he admits he hadn't gone into the scar. I think that's later.
I think so too. I think it's a little later.
Yeah, so Yuri hasn't even seen his own scar, so he's like, "How can I let you see it?" Right?
Yeah, you can just really see the insecurity on Charlie too because of that, right? 'Cause he's seen his own scar, he's been so vulnerable, and he feels like he still doesn't know that much about Yuri. So like these surprises to Charlie, for Yuri, it's just part of his life that's coming out, but for Charlie, they're like huge, big details that in the big picture really don't matter, but to somebody just finding out that still has a younger mindset, it matters because they think that this is their only world.
Well, he also felt exposed, I think, from him seeing his scar. But to Yuri, I get it. It's kind of like almost saying it's not fair, because he is acting like a teenager. He's been around a while now. You think that he would have maybe grown out of some of that, but maybe not. But yeah, either way, they're kind of at a disconnect at this point. But thankfully, by the next episode, Charlie has realized sort of why he was not happy with it. And then we have these scenes, which are with Quinn and Rhonda. I'm doing good remembering their names.
You are. You're doing really good.
I don't know why. This show's names I seem to remember more than the other shows we cover. I don't know why.
Because it's that good.
I don't know. So Quinn is kind of contemplating and thinking about the fact that if Mr. Martin hadn't gone down into that hellmouth or whatever and hadn't come out in the real world and the bus driver hadn't seen him, that the bus never would have wrecked and they would be alive. And I mean, we don't know that's the case, but it's a big possibility. But they don't, I don't think at this point they even blame him. Like, I think Rhonda blames him.
He's got like a body count of children that he's killed in the school.
I think, I think they only know Martin as Mr. Martin is knowing, like kind of having all this knowledge about things. So they're still blaming him like he went through the hellmouth and knew he would pop out outside. Like he thought, they thinking like he knew that would happen and he didn't. He had no clue what was going to happen. So to him it was a surprise, but they're, Quinn's kind of putting some blame on him, or Rhonda's putting some blame on him, thinking like he hid so much things, so many things from us. He's just lying about this as well. And that really isn't the case.
Do you think that it makes a difference that again, I know they've all been around a while, but I mean, he's technically older. He's the teacher. He's the one that's supposed to be in charge and know things. And like, I wonder if they look at him different because he is, and they expect him to take care of things and to not let bad things happen. Does that make sense the way I'm saying that? Like, I kind of wonder.
He's like the adult figure to them. So of course they looked to him for answers, and they did for decades. And only to find out that he had been lying and hiding all of this, they feel very betrayed. And I think anything that he does at this point, they're just automatically going to assume that he's lying and betraying them again. And I really think that Mr. Martin doesn't mean to do that at this point. I think he was being very selfish. And at this point, I think he's like all out of cards to play a hand with. So he's kind of trying to be honest and kind of, in a way, let them know what's going on, even though he doesn't have any answers. So it still seems like he's lying because he's not telling them everything that they want to hear, but it's only because he doesn't know either.
Yeah. Now they're not willing to trust him and listen to him. So that is not good for him at this point. Now, this is also where Rhonda tells Quinn that she wants to take their picture because she found a Polaroid. And if they pick out clothes that they like, she can take their yearbook photos. I'm not sure. Is it then, like, how do they take people's clothes? I know that they can copy things. How do they actually take it off their body? Because I'd like to know, because I missed something.
I've never seen them take off clothes, but I know that they can take things from people, and they don't really take it from them. It almost like when they go and grab something, it almost like a double appears in their hand and they can run off with it before it kind of resets and goes back. I've never seen them take clothes off of somebody, though. I think that would be interesting.
Because
Okay,
I
so
thought they were
just
just getting them for the.
pinch it or something, and it'll come with them. Got it. I just
Right.
wondered because we haven't
I
seen.
I thought they were just getting it from the props department in the theater.
Let's
Well,
hope.
I mean, I
the
have so many
conversation-
questions about this show because Yuri's eating an apple, and I think if you eat an apple, do they have to go to the bathroom, or does that just fade? Does that fade before it gets? They don't have a digestive system, right? Or
Right.
how does that
Right,
work?
well, the apple
How does this
doesn't really
work?
exist though if it's a copy of an apple. So I guess
But
you
he
can
was
look at it
eating
that
it.
way.
Does he
Yeah, he
taste
was. Maybe it's more like in their head because it's not real. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, even with the picture, I was like, when you take a picture of ghosts, at least for us, like they come out like orbs if you can catch something like that. I'm like, or kind of like a vampire, they shouldn't have a reflection. So I was like, this is going to be interesting. Them taking a Polaroid. I want to see what the actual product is.
Yeah, that would have been really shitty if they went through getting like a whole outfit together and had it all perfect, and then they took the picture.
And it was
That
like
would've
some orb. You couldn't even see what they
It's
look
not
like.
orbs.
Yeah, that would have sucked. Bases, I know they take clothes from the prop department. I definitely think, though, by their conversations, they were talking about people's clothes, though, because they were watching the other students. Like they were.
Well, they
like,
just make a copy. They just touch a jacket or whatever, and then they just get that jacket
I guess so.
for a limited time.
I do want to talk about when we get to that point about the limited time, because it sounds like they can keep it if they want to now because they know what to do. So I'm a little confused about that, but that might be the parts that I've missed, but we'll wait till we get to that. All right. So there is more at the cafeteria with Nikki. And again, well, they're calling her Nikki. I put Nikki in the notes. Her name's Nicole. They call her Nikki. And again, yeah, Claire's telling her, start some gossip about us. Tell her you don't like us. I still don't see how that's going to benefit them in the end, but we'll go with it. And they start gossiping, and that's kind of what they do, which is what they expected. But she does get invited to a party at Livia's house. Let's see. B says maybe they steal clothes from the locker and the kids are dressed down for maybe. I don't know. I assume they probably just walk up to somebody and like copy it like that. Maybe
just tap it.
Yeah.
Tap it and go.
Grab it and go. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, Nicole is playing the clicky cheerleader
game.
and she does show her pictures too. And Livia is actually like, these are actually good.
I thought she was being pretty genuine for a minute. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I
they're
was
her.
surprised they were good, but she liked them, which is kind of an insult that she was surprised, but she did think she
Right.
But they're also pictures of her, though, so of course she wants them.
That's true. Yeah, she does say she'll give her copies. So Maddie is again, time to come home, come straight home. We're not done talking. So Maddie has to, she's going to get yelled at if she don't. She was talking to Simon here and again, trying not to be seen, but ends up talking to him in the end and not doing a very good job of it. They need to just give the poor girl Bluetooth or something because she keeps doing that. I'm like, I know to some extent she has to, but like by the end of the conversation, she ended up talking to him a while and they didn't make anything of it.
She had her phone right there, though.
Yeah, but she didn't have her phone. Well, I guess she could have had it on speaker, but you would hear the other person talking if that was the case.
No, you just talk into it. You act like you're talking into it.
Yeah. Well, no, but she didn't. I mean, but she should have. Yeah. I don't know why they don't just put the phones up to their ears. Although I'm still surprised they're allowed to keep their phones in school. I mean, don't schools usually make them not have their cell phones out, or are they allowed in like public areas?
In New York State, they're now illegal to have in the classroom. There's a ban that got put in effect in July, so they can't have a phone at all. But it's been an issue.
Yeah, I work at a Montessori school. That's an elementary school, and the parents don't get their kids' phones until they're in middle school. So,
well, when I was in high school, they were just coming out with cell phones. So you didn't have one. You definitely didn't have one as a teenager. I remember using the payphone at our high school.
Oh,
yeah. I had a pager back in the day. I don't know if you have a beeper. That's how old I am. I had a beeper.
People had beepers around when I was in high school, but I never had one. But I do remember using the payphone. But yeah, I don't know that they would be allowed to just carry them around in between classes. But I guess maybe it depends on the school. I don't know. But whether they normally would be allowed or not, I feel like the story could use it as a way to hide it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like at least try to hide it.
Yes, Simon did a way better job in season 1 and 2. Like he always had like wired headphones, so he'd put it in and pretend like he was talking, and it was a good cover up because even though he didn't have the phones in his ear, he had a headphone in or like the wire in, so it looked like he was still talking to somebody. She's not doing a good job of it. Like she hasn't. It doesn't click to her. She's just so used to talking, so it's definitely getting her in trouble and people watching, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let's see. B says, my kid graduated in 23 and the kids were allowed their phones, but they weren't supposed to be out in the classroom. They could be confiscated, but the kids all had their phones. Yeah, see, that's why I said, when I was, because I graduated I was thinking I graduated in 2020. No, I graduated in 2000. But yeah, they were just coming out. Teens didn't have their own phones. We had one, like a family phone, but we didn't have, I did not have a phone, that's for sure. But rules will change as things happen like that. All right, so Mr. Martin is cleaning the rock now. This is what, like a memorial to the bus crash, I guess?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he is cleaning it over and over again, even though it comes right back. It makes him feel better. And let's see, Wally talks to him a bit about how Janet didn't want to leave, and they have nobody. He's basically like, you're all we need you to help us, is kind of what this conversation is. Because he does say, well, how are we going to figure it out? And he says, you can do it. Which Wally doesn't have a reason to know these things. So yeah, Wally's still looking to him for guidance. And at least, by the end of these episodes, he does try to help him again. Whether they continue to listen to his help is another issue, but hopefully they will try to listen. And there he is there. And then, and if I'm going too fast or too slow or whatever, guys, just, let me know.
Yeah.
So then at the morgue, Xavier does talk to Dave right there, who is Maddie's dad, a very young Maddie's dad. This is when she was younger. Because he was supposed to have died when she was how old?
I'm gonna say 9, 7?
Or 10, yeah. It was like 9 or 10.
Yeah. Okay, and he's supposed to be what, like 16, 17?
Right. I think she's 17. They're 17 right now.
Okay. So this is maybe like 8 years ago or something. I just was thinking, like, I don't know that the age really aligns with his age and her mother's age. Like, I get this would be like 8 years ago, but he looks like he would be a lot younger than her mother would have been that many years ago, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's not aging well compared to him, that's for sure.
How old is this actor? I'll have to look up this actor's age.
I didn't even think to look it up. We could do that. Maybe he just looks really good for his age, right?
Maybe he died when she was younger than what we're thinking too.
Maybe, but I was thinking that too. That's why I asked.
Because he made her a dollhouse. So what's dollhouse age?
Right, and so that would probably be more like 7 than 9. I would go with 7. And he gave her that necklace. That's probably like right around 7, or I would say that would make more sense. And then it's been like a decade that he's passed.
Yeah, I don't know. His internet database page doesn't tell. I'd have to really look. But yeah, I don't know though. Even a decade, they were. I would say that would mean that he was a lot older than he looks, but if it matched what they're saying, but it doesn't matter. It just what I just realized and was saying he looked really young. Was my point. He looks really young for his
does.
So the actor plays him, right? You look young.
You look young, yeah. All right. So then Simon is I didn't go what the conversation was. I guess I had the answer right here. I'm reading the note. It says he's been seeing Maddie since she was 9. So I already had the answer right there, and I just didn't know.
Yeah, 9. I remembered 9 from something I'd seen.
That's probably but he's afraid that he'll disappoint her because he's like, before all he had to do was fix her bike, and she was happy. But I think that she would be happy no matter what. I mean, she hasn't seen him in how many years, right?
Right.
So he has nothing to worry about. All right. Simon tries to get Wally again to help him go down into what we're calling the Hellmouth. And he's like, her mom's trying to make her leave. Sorry, what?
We're just calling it Hellmouth because of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I didn't watch Buffy, but I know what that is, and we called it that when we were talking about a different show. So
yeah.
What did Wally call it? The swamp hole or something? I think that was the swamp hole. I was like, it's like a little puddle of water. It's not a swamp. You're so exaggerating.
Yeah, he said he got pulled into the swamp. He did say that.
Yeah.
Let's see. V says drinking alcoholically will age a person. Her mom has been doing that for about a decade, so I could see her looking way older than she is. That's true. I'm just going by that actor looks a lot younger than. Not that the actress looks really old or anything. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying the wrong thing. It's just that guy looks really young. He doesn't look well. Then again, to be fair, these ones that are playing teenagers are probably in their 20s.
That's probably a weird.
My point is, he really doesn't necessarily look old enough to have her as a daughter. Is kind of my point.
No, now that you have Simon's picture up on the screen, actually, they don't look that far apart. Simon and the dad, right? Like, because
that's kind of my point. Like that guy, I don't know. I mean, that guy could be in his early 30s, but he looks like he could be in his 20s. It's just hard to tell. Right. But these kids are probably in their 20s. Because that's what I think is funny, too, when we're watching it. I'm thinking, like, that teacher, the kids look just as old as the teacher.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if the kids look old or the teacher looks young. But to me, they look about the same age. But I guess when you get older, everybody looks young. Because I noticed that I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I'm always saying the kids. And I'm like, oh, well, he's not really a kid. He's like 30, but he's younger than me. So I'm calling him a kid, So that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. They all look younger to me. But anyway, Simon is trying to talk Wally into helping him because he is telling him that, Maddie's mother's going to make her leave, and he knows he won't want him to do that. So he thinks that maybe that will be a reason that will push him there. But Wally, is smart and does say if anything happens to you, she's going to be pissed at both of us, which is true. Not going to work out well. And then here's his list of reasons to go or not go. We could lower the veil for go. We could lower the veil, running out of options, could save Simon, could solve why we're stuck. Mr. Martin could be something. Janet probably would, and it's cut off. And then don't go too dangerous. Maddie might be mad. Simon dies for real. Sad face. So, he's not sure what to do. Of course, he does end up helping him in the end. So. But that is his reasoning.
I like that he's just sitting in the classroom.
Yeah, like nobody, I guess, uses that desk ever, or they left it open after he died, which I kind of doubt.
I did like the Simon was yelling "no cheating" to people, even though nobody could see him.
Yeah, and then he's like, "He's cheating!" Like she can hear him. The teacher can hear him. I think it's a female teacher. I didn't even look. Yeah, it's a female teacher.
Yeah.
All right. So then we have Quinn again, who is pissed off. This is that scene. I feel like this ain't yet.
This is where they're looking for clothing, like new clothing options for Quinn.
So this is just them looking for clothing. Okay, because I also have down how she's mad at Wally and Simon, but that isn't yet. That's whenever they come out the other end.
This is when they're talking about fashion being secular, and she's right back. I mean, Quinn's right back at the point where anything that they wanted to wear could be hip again.
Yes.
Because they died in 2004.
Yes, in 2000. It is kind of interesting in a not necessarily a good way that it is fashion like that is cyclical. I mean, you do see things.
Or they
now
were talking about the person that had the super high mom jeans that went up to the rib cage.
Yeah, those are unfortunately out. Some have a lot of things that keep repeating. And she mentions bucket hats. All right.
They don't have too many. They don't have too many different groups at that school. I mean, they don't have like the goths or the punks or the metalheads or.
No, they just have the cheerleaders, and that's pretty much.
They look like normal kids. Is that what it is in Canada? Because they film in Canada, right?
maybe it's because it's Canada. Everybody's nice, right?
I feel like they had a more diverse group in the first 2 seasons, right? When they were all in the circle with Mr. Martin, because you had like the grunge punkets and like girl, like you don't see you're right. They kind of like fell off now. You don't see all those different.
You don't see any alt people or any emos. Emos.
Emos. It's not really part of the plot. So I can excuse it, but you're right. There should be different cliques, and they're not showing them.
Yeah.
Right.
The only people I'd say they show together is like when they show the band together, but they're also all dead. That doesn't even.
Yeah, and then all you saw at the party was what, the jocks and the cheerleaders. You kind of really couldn't see anybody else besides jocks and cheerleaders.
To be fair, she probably only invited popular people, I'm guessing, which is why she had to be friends with her to get invited. So that I can kind of buy. But I am also surprised that Nicole got in this group so fast when they're supposed to be cliquey like that. Like I don't see that happening. I know it's for the plot, but like there's no way they would have suddenly become like best friends with her and invited her to this party. I just don't see that happening.
I agree with you. I actually was waiting for them to like prank her or do something like humiliating towards her, and they didn't. And I was kind of, especially at the party when she got there, I think the most humiliating thing that they said, they're like, "Are you going to take pictures?" And she kind of was like, "No, you invited me." And I thought that was a little awkward. And I was like, "Hey, here we go."
Like a wedding or something.
Yeah, I took that a different way. I took that more like those girls are just so oblivious that they thought like they didn't even pay attention that their friend invited her. More so than meaning that sarcastic, but I guess they could have meant it that way too. I didn't.
Yeah, they could have invited her just to take pictures.
That's what I felt like. We invited you to take pictures, not to hang out with us. I almost
think that to me it would have made more sense for Claire to make up with them and become friends again, because at least she was friends with them before, wasn't she? I think she.
Yeah, but she broke their heart because she made them Miss Regionals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unforgivable sin.
I was waiting for them to be mean to her at the party. Definitely. Well,
maybe
I don't know. Maybe
these
kids at the school aren't as cruel and horrible as I don't know, high school kids.
Midwest nice. They're in Wisconsin, right? So it's like the Midwest nice.
Maybe. All right. So here Wally and Simon are in the scar, and Wally goes down, sees the puddle, that must have been he got pulled underwater. You can't see it. It turned out black. He gets pulled under the water. And then while they are in, did this go out of order again? Shit, it shouldn't have done that. I think it went out of order again. I'm not entirely sure. I refreshed it. It shouldn't have.
When he got pulled under the water, did any of you guys forget for 1 second that he's a ghost? Because I was like, "Oh crap, he's gonna drown," and then I was like, "Wait, he's already dead." It was so weird. I was like, "Oh crap, he's gonna die." Oh wait, he's dead.
Yeah. This must be after they come back out. Maybe this isn't because this is, I think, where Quinn is like, "How could you go in after you know that going in there is what caused the bus to wreck?" And I kind of get their point of view. Like, I see both points of view. Like, I get that Simon just wants to get back. But if you really think about it, 9 people died last time. Like, isn't that really reckless just to run in there and not worry about what happened? And they almost killed the janitor because he saw a ghost, saw one of them for real, and fell off the ladder, broke his arm, but he's okay. And they're like, "Well, he's not dead, he's fine." But I kind of get Quinn's point of view. They do have to be smarter. But I'm just like, whatever's down there is powerful enough to lift the veil. We have to go. And he grabs the watch, and he doesn't listen, doesn't care. He's bullheaded as usual.
Impulsive.
Yeah, impulsive.
And then there's this scene where Charlie is trying to talk again to Yuri, trying to apologize. And he's just kind of mad and doesn't want to talk to him right now. So he doesn't necessarily say anything's wrong, but he's clearly not happy with Charlie. All right.
Well, Charlie's high maintenance.
He is. That's a good point. He is. All right. So at the morgue in the hospital. Now, I want, because you guys have seen the whole show, so maybe you understand the rules a bit better, because I'm assuming they're following their own rules. I thought, and don't understand, I thought that she could see ghosts because she had been a ghost, okay? And she could see ghosts where in the rooms people died. That's why she can't see the ghost in certain parts of the school. And I thought that is why Xavier can see the ghost. So why the hell can't she see her father? Is there a reason that I'm missing, or is this just like a loophole that they had bad writing with?
I was wondering that myself. I was like, I don't understand why she can't see like her dad to begin with. I'm not sure what that has to do with, but it might have to do with the school because her father's in the hospital and not at the school. So since she had her experience in the school, she probably can only see those ghosts. I'm sure if she went to a mall or a cemetery, I don't think she could get the same thing.
That's kind of where I was going with it. I don't know that makes total sense to me, but
right.
I'm guessing that's what they're going with.
So the rest of it makes sense to you.
Right.
Well, yeah, you're right. The rest
you
of
can
it
see ghosts in their own high school.
Xavier can't see
ghosts. Stretch my imagination so much, Scarlet.
Wait, Xavier can't see the ghosts in the school, right? He can only see the ghosts in the hospital.
And he didn't get hurt. He didn't almost die in the hospital, right? I don't remember.
He did almost die in the hospital.
Yeah, he flatlined in the hospital.
Okay, well then maybe that does explain it, I guess. At least they're consistent.
I think it's wherever they're tied to their location. They're kind of like.
I guess we should have started with that first.
Yeah. Okay. So they're consistent.
No, he can't. Yeah, Beehive, he can't.
They're consistent with their plot holes. Yes, you're right. He can't.
It's the building that they like flatlined or like lost their soul or whatever in is where they their limitations.
The first time that Xavier saw ghosts when he was walking the hallway, he didn't realize that when he turned around, that's when he flatlined because that's when the doctors were running into the room to resuscitate him. Yeah. And since then, he's been able to see the ghosts only in the hospital, and Maddie can only see ghosts in the school.
As long as they're consistent with it, I can buy it. But no, Xavier can't. That's what we were saying. Like, why can't he see them? But either way, it's as long as it's consistent, I'll go with it. So it's Xavier that sees her father and talks to him for her. And basically, they tell each other they love each other. She does say this kind of irritated me a bit later. She makes this comment that she wishes the day he left, she had gotten up to kiss him goodbye because she didn't. She sat there and she didn't get up. I mean, she was a 9-year-old kid, right? But things happen. You never know what's going to happen. But she makes this comment like she didn't even tell him goodbye. And I'm thinking later, like, after you had this conversation and you're getting to talk to your father and how great this is, like, wouldn't you tell your mother goodbye when she's going and leaving for rehab? Am I the only one that irritates?
No, that it irritated me because she's repeating the same mistake. But I think the reason why she doesn't see it is because she wasn't harboring any like bad feelings or any like she wasn't having any issues with her dad at that point. Like right now she's having issues with her mom, so she feels justified in not saying goodbye to her mom. But for her father, she has no reason. She could have gotten up. She wasn't mad at him. There was no issue for her not to have done that. So either way, it's a bad decision. She should always say goodbye to her parents. You never know.
You always try to not leave mad at somebody, I think, if you love them, because you never know what's going to happen. You don't want anything to happen. But yeah, I don't know. It just irritated me after that because I'm like, well, you did it again.
She was reflecting the guilt that she had when she was like 9.
Yeah. Well, but
maybe hugging her dad
would always feel like that, though. Whether you're a kid or not, you would always feel like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but her mother's calling her again. Come home, come home.
Yeah, I thought it was.
What?
I thought it was honest when she was saying that to him, like. That she felt that guilt.
Oh no, I definitely think it was honest. I just was surprised she turned around and did the same thing to her mother. That was all.
Yeah.
All right. So
her mother and her have a strained relationship.
They do.
They put it lightly.
Yeah, she's having a hard time with it. And then her mother comes and gets her to the hospital. I also, at this point, when her mother walks into the hospital and is like, you didn't come home. And she's like, I had to get an assignment. And she's like, okay, well, you got it. Let's go. That also, I feel like I was surprised Maddie didn't get mad because to me, like, if that was me, I would have been like pissed that she did that in front of somebody else. Like she did. I mean, I know in a way she had a right to, I guess, because she didn't come home when she said she would.
Yeah.
But like she could have at least said something else while, to get her to go with her and then yelled at her instead of like in front of her friend. I don't know. But
well, she probably just had it.
Yeah, I guess so. But either way, she wants her to leave. And then we go to Claire and Nicole, who they're getting Nicole ready for the party.
Ooh la
so that
la.
she can try to find out things. Yeah, she's all dressed up. Her brother comes in, and she goes to the party.
Well, yeah, but her
They
brother,
tell her brother
was
everything. There was
her
the
brother
scene they
kind
tell. Go
her
ahead.
brother, her brother kind of hit on Claire a little.
Yeah, I was actually waiting for Diego to like I thought after last season Diego and Claire were gonna get together.
Yeah. Well, maybe they still will. You know, they're gonna. He was grilling some chicken for her or whatever.
Yeah, that part was a little bizarre that they're out at the barbecue and he's making her food. Like,
I don't
usually,
know.
I
Me,
think if
like,
the
are they
friend, if the
Mexican? Because the Mexican people in New California cooked like chicken on barbecue all the time. It was a
no,
sign of
but
love.
I mean, if you go over to your friend's house, normally if the friend leaves, you leave, right? Like the fact that she stayed there with the brother was a little funny.
Because
But
she's got the hots for him.
well, that's fair. I didn't know that because I didn't see it last season. But
Oh yeah, that's right. She's got the hots for him, Jamie.
okay, well, I got that now. Thank you. I just meant I didn't really notice the flirting, probably because I haven't seen it before.
There was
But
a
it was
little something going on last season.
I see. But I did think the barbecuing was funny. But yeah, they tell him everything. I didn't know that he knew about what was going on either, but apparently he does. They told him
he was at the cabin last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did that have to do with it? They mentioned his teacher. So the one that stole the money or whatever, that was his teacher, and was that to do with that storyline? Sorry, what?
Mr. Anderson?
Yeah. Mr. Anderson.
Okay, that had to do with that storyline. Okay, I thought so. I just wanted to.
Yeah, he came to the cabin looking for his sister because she wasn't around, and he was,
yeah.
All right.
Protective.
Yeah, because it was her and Xavier were alone together, and he's like, "What's going on?" Kind of a thing. Does mom know you're?
When they used to have a little something. I don't know what happened to their something.
The app closed down and they stopped talking. I guess.
Yeah, I guess shut it down.
Wow.
I can only talk to you online through an app.
Yeah. Okay. So this is at the party, and Nicole is not doing well mingling with them. The one thing Claire does say is not to say anything about, well, it doesn't say not to say anything about Jason. She says not to talk to Jason. Excuse me.
Not to say anything about Jason either.
Yeah, but she doesn't even know who Jason is, to be fair.
Because it's her friend's cousin's ex-boyfriend, something.
Yeah, it's something convoluted like that. But why is it that you can't tell kids not to do something? Because they will automatically make sure that is the first thing that they go and do. Like, seriously.
Exactly. She wouldn't have even known the name Jason if she hadn't said that, right?
Right. And I think because she was assuming that this guy that you have on the screen now was talking to her, she assumed that he was Jason. And I was like, oh, girl, you should have just gotten his name. Like, you just messed that up.
Yeah. Should have asked. Thank you.
You know what assume means,
We can ask that of you and me. So this guy apparently likes Nicole.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing is Nicole's getting drunk because Nicole grabbed like 3 cups. I was thinking when she's drinking that probably has alcohol in it, and she's like chugging it down. And apparently, has never had a hangover, never been drunk.
I don't know. She went to a party.
Yeah, this is the first party, right?
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know.
She's like a kid.
Yeah, but she's drinking it down a little too fast and getting a little dizzy and everything.
Long Island iced tea in it.
Yeah, she does say it's Long Island iced tea, although I think it smells. I think it was a punch. But this guy does talk to her and he says something about, I didn't understand this, and I was going to ask you guys because he was saying she was on the news interviewing people. What was that about? I mean, I guess she's
school news.
School
right.
news. Oh,
she does like the morning school news thing.
Okay. That makes more sense. I wondered. I was like, what is they talking about? But either way, he flirts with her, and she was partially, I think she was oblivious, and I think partially it's also because she was getting drunk and not sure what was going on.
Just probably trying not to say Jason.
Yeah. Don't talk to the non-existent.
Don't say Jason.
Yeah, don't say Jason. There's I want to call her Jenn, but
Yeah.
Jen! It's Jen!
But
Kristen is her name.
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Okay. We talked earlier about how they say the thing about taking pictures and everything, but they're kind of like, come with us, and really including her, which, as I said before, I don't know.
See, I didn't catch that thing about the photography, but it seems like something that popular girls would do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just thought
camera. Why didn't you bring it to our party?
Yeah, why are you here? It's just funny. Okay, that's at the hospital. I was early on that. I had already talked about that, about her mother yelling at her in front of Xavier. And then there is Simon trying to go through again. And I believe at this point, she had already I don't remember who took it. It was either Rhonda or Quinn took the watch. Rhonda, I think, took the watch, so he couldn't go back in. And he's talking to Wally while they're listening nearby, and is saying, he doesn't want to stay there. And I forget exactly what he says, but he kind of says that he's not trying to be mean to them. He just wants to go back, and he doesn't know what to do, is sort of, I guess, the gist of it. And they hear him talking, and Quinn takes the watch from, hey, Fletch, you're welcome.
Hey, Fletch.
Thank you, Fletch. Quinn takes the watch from Rhonda and gives it back to him and says that they're not going to be the reason that he doesn't get out, but still thinks it's wrong that they're doing it. And also, part of the comment he makes is that he doesn't belong there. He's not like them. He doesn't belong there. And Quinn says, you're wrong if you think any of us belong here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. None of them want to be there. None of them belong there.
The other part of the line that he said, though, which I think is what's pressing on his mind, he said, I don't have an eternity like you guys. Because he's technically still alive. So he's still aging. Like, he doesn't have decades to figure it out like they had. So he's like, every minute, every second counts for him trying to get out. So he sees it from a different perspective. Like, they're dead. And they don't belong there.
Sorry,
but
scared the shit out of me when you did that. Your speaker made a noise or something, and I jumped. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
So they definitely have a different perspective, because he's, they're dead, and Quinn's right, none of them deserve to be there, and obviously there's something more that's going on there, but he just thinks, I need to get out, because if not, I'm gonna die in this like ghost world.
Yeah. And Quinn's kind of like, I get that, but at the same time, we don't want to be here any more than you do, is kind of what that conversation is like.
Cool your jets.
Yeah, clear jets. Yeah. They did give him the watch, so he can go in now that he has the watch. And then there's more.
Watch comes great responsibility, and he doesn't have the responsibility.
Knowledge comes with a cost. Knowledge comes with a cost.
Comes with a cost.
Not careful enough. So here, Nicole is, I don't know why, as much as I'm remembering their names, I keep wanting to call her Danielle, and I have no idea why. Nicole is talking to them, and this is where and this is where I said, I don't understand their plan, how it's going to work. They're like wanting to do things against Maddie, and it's kind of Nicole's fault, because she's like, oh, I don't like Maddie anymore, because they're really rude too. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, we're ignoring you, but you must be used to being ignored. I know a person who is just like them, that makes those kind of backhanded comments. Yeah. If you want to slap them when they say something.
I was gonna say, how do you deal? I'd be like, shut up.
I know them online, so I can't slap them. Let's put it that way. So anyway, they want her to tell them what really happened with Maddie, because they're like, well, you were her best friend, you must really know what happened. And she's kind of digging herself a hole and doesn't know how to get out. So she's like, I have a crush on a boy, because that's what Claire had said. And of course they're like, ooh, why not just say, I like the boy at the party, I don't know his name. No,
yeah,
we have to
this dude.
Exactly.
Describe the dude a little bit. It's not Jason, okay?
Yeah, it's not Jason.
She should have said, I've crushed on a boy, it's not Jason.
Yeah, but to be fair, how would she know, like, that's her cousin's friend's ex-boyfriend or whatever the hell it was in that long list. Where it's her cousin. It's the cousin of her best friend's ex-boyfriend is what he is what I have written down.
Very
Jason
important.
is the cousin of her best friend's boyfriend. So like really? Or ex-boyfriend. That's kind of like a lot. But anyway, I guess that ends the conversation really quickly. And Nicole instead is elsewhere. I don't know why I took a picture of the pool. That's where she's that's where she's getting dizzy and is getting drunk, and I don't think she knows half of what she's saying, but she's kind of rude to him, to this kid, Teo, I think his name was.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not Jason, because she calls him Jason. He's like, I'm not Jason, I'm Teo. And it's like, you never asked him his name. But the poor kid, he was just trying to be nice. He liked her, and she blew him off. So that's kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So then she goes into her mother's office, Olivia's mother's office, and is like,
was there a reason she just stumbled in there?
I think just to use the phone and because she's nosy, but that's my opinion.
Nosy, yeah.
But she goes in there, and this is where she realizes she's a superintendent, and they're all kind of like, you didn't know that, when she's talking to Claire. But basically, Claire, she sees that she works for Claire's stepdad's company, and they want to bulldoze the school and build a high rise, which they're not really talking about, but obviously is a very bad thing because the kids live there, the ghosts live there, right? They don't want that building getting bulldozed, or they might end up in a hellmouth like the ones that were from the school, right? We don't know what caused that. What is this? I was trying to figure out what this was.
Isn't that the location tracker? Maddie's,
I guess.
Oh no.
Oh, that's her mother looking at. Okay,
yeah, that's the location tracker that her mom has.
Yeah, but I thought that was Nicole. Yeah, that's the desk in front of Nicole. Why does Nicole have it? Maybe she's looking up directions to Maddie's house. I don't know. It might just be she's getting directions. But either way, she's heading to Maddie's house. And this is, let's see. I don't know exactly what was in this scene. I don't know if this is a scene they argue or not. I guess not, because it didn't have, that's when she comes in. I think they argue the next morning. So Nicole comes and she's drunk. And this, of course, is not necessarily a good thing for her mother. But her mother tells her to come in and, sleep it off, I guess, is kind of the idea. And then Quinn talks to Martin, asks about why they chose the rock as a memorial. And he says it's a desperate attempt to make something better that they can't. But Quinn is really kind of the mature one, and is like, even if everything happened the way you said it did, it wasn't your fault. You didn't do it on purpose. You didn't cause it. And sometimes bad things just happen. So Quinn has forgiven him. I don't know that Quinn was ever super mad at him, but they've forgiven him. Mm-hmm. So that's something. And that's, makes Quinn not sad. So that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I wonder if they need to forgive and let go of certain things before they can cross over.
Oh, sure.
When that scene came up, I'm like, oh, I wonder if that means that Quinn's going to eventually cross in like the next couple episodes or at some point this season, just because she's getting things done that she didn't get to do. And, she's kind of like clearing things up and kind of putting things right. I don't think her intention is to go through the scar and kind of cross over, but she's definitely making it possible for her to do so.
Yeah, I wondered the same thing. I did wonder the same thing. All right. So then we have Simon and Wally going to go down. And meanwhile, this is where Rhonda, I'm going too much for my notes. That's why it's taking so long. Excuse me. Rhonda and Quinn talking about the pictures. And Quinn's like, I'm happy in the outfit I'm in. I don't want different clothes. These fit me. These are me. And this is where Rhonda tells her the story of how she came to feel comfortable in her own skin at this.
Or how she stole the Beatnik's clothes. I think she stole this girl's outfit.
Yeah. That's the impression I got, that she took that girl's outfit.
What do you mean?
She took her style. She took her personal style. She came in looking like that, and she saw the Beatnik girl playing the guitar, and she's like, I want to be that. She kind of single white femaled it.
I thought you meant I couldn't figure out what you meant.
Not this ripping it through her like a ghost, but like
no, that's why I thought you meant like the style she has there, and I was going to say that's her. I was so confused with what you're saying. I get what you're saying now. You're right. She kind of took her style a little bit.
Or completely.
Okay. But yeah, she talks to this girl, and the girl says, you can do and be whatever you want. Don't let people hold you back. And I don't know whether that girl was supposed to be gay or not, that she took part of it from there. But at this point, either way, as she's talking to this girl, I guess I took it to mean that she realized who she really was, and that I guess she was into her. I'm assuming she realized. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got the same feeling. I'm like, I guess that's how she figured out who she was.
I feel things.
Yeah, that is what I got. But either way, she's like, this is how I became who I was and felt comfortable. I just wanted the same thing for you. And I don't care what you dress like. You look great. You're fine. So they're like, okay. And they take the picture, and surprise, surprise, they can't take a picture. Which I don't.
Not even orbs. Not even orbs.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be orbs.
Nothing. Just like they took a picture of the couch. The fact that they can even take a picture is surprising, but it doesn't take it of anything. All right. And then we have Maddie's argument with her mother, which is her saying that she is basically, most of this is about yelling at her mother because she spied on her. She doesn't like that she is following her on the phone. She knows she's tracking her. She starts opening up all the cabinets looking for alcohol. She's like, I'm doing the same thing you're doing, spying on you. How do you like it? And of course,
she seemed to know where everything was too, even a box, all her hiding places.
Yeah, she did know. And she does find bottles. So the cat's out of the bag. She knows now and has proof that her mother has been drinking, even though her mother stands there and lies to her and says she wasn't.
It's to her face.
Right to her face.
Yeah. So that sucks for that. And then we have the conversation with Charlie and wanting to talk to Yuri. And this is where he says, I made it about me, not you, and I'm sorry. And Yuri does forgive him, but also admits that he wasn't ready to go into the scar, and he didn't go in there. And then Charlie, who just got done apologizing, and throws it back in his face and is like, "You didn't even try." And of course, that did not sit well with Yuri, who is now mad at him again and took off, which I don't blame him.
You just gotta know when to, slow your roll.
Right.
Yeah, you should have shut up when he was ahead.
Yep.
Right.
So Maddie's mother is going to detox, is the point. She's going to check in somewhere. Maddie is going to be there alone. And hopefully her mother will get clean this time. But as she says later, she's done this before and it's not worked. So we'll have to see. And I don't know if I have a picture. I don't think I have a picture of it, but I think that's where Xavier shows up, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
And says, do you either that or it's the very beginning of the next episode, but asks if she needs somebody to stay with her. And she tells him, no, she's fine. And she's really not. And then Simon uses a rope to tie himself up to go down into the hellmouth, but something breaks that rope, like a spark.
The lightning, perhaps?
Oh, yeah, maybe lightning. Yeah, maybe. That would make sense with that kid's story. That would make sense. But his flashlight goes off and he is alone down there. And that is where it ends because he sees somebody. It seems like a person in the distance. That's all we see. It's like there's a figure.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, oh shit.
It's an oh shit moment. Yeah.
No shit moment. That is where it ends. Now, let me get open the next one. Oops. Hold on. I'll switch episodes. That's the end of the third episode. We will now move on to the fourth.
That's how it moved in my dream state seamlessly from this to Ghost US because they had a scene in the basement.
Yes.
So we went from one show to another about the same thing, and I thought his "oh shit" meant he saw the people that were in Ghost UK. I mean, US.
No, that was it. That was it. Whoops, that was a different oh shit. That all right.
Yes,
so
Simon's many oh shits.
Lots of oh shits. All right. So Simon, while I'm talking to you guys, hopefully you can still hear me. I am going to cover my camera and walk around a little bit. I'm like really stiff and hurting. So I'll still be here, but I need to stretch. Okay. So Simon is trying to get out of there, and Wally does help him, but Simon leaves the watch. I'm pretty sure this is where he leaves the watch down.
Yeah, he drops it, right? Yeah. Right next to the paper.
And it's like, really? You go down there and you need one thing to get back. You would think that you would make sure you had it. But yeah, he was running for his life. So I guess I get it. And then Maddie keeps having these freaking nightmares that you're not sure if they're waking dreams. I think she was actually supposed to be asleep, but the way it's been going, it's hard to tell. But she has a dream that somebody's moving the dollhouse people. And I don't know. I figured somehow maybe her father was there. I didn't know how or why or what, but the people start moving, and she looks into the dollhouse and sees the boiler room again. So it's all coming back to, and there it is, sort of where she's at sleeping. So what do you guys think about this? Like, why is she still seeing this? Because everything that happened there, we think we know everything that happened there. So I'm kind of at a loss to understand what this is supposed to mean. And I know we're not supposed to know. I'm just curious what you guys think about that.
Well, since we kind of know now that there's something else that was underground, and we know actually how the town got the name Split River, since that's not what the original name was, and it's a dollhouse burning, I was wondering if something was burned and people were killed inside, and they're the ones that are reaching out. They might have more free range over like the town that they're in, and not just like stuck in one building. That was the only thing I can think of. That was. I'm like, I think she might be seeing flashbacks because maybe they want her to remember, since she's also digging into what's going on.
Maybe.
I thought she had some maybe emotional or spiritual residue from getting back to her body.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask. So you don't think it necessarily has anything to do with the boiler room? That's kind of what I keep seeing. The boiler room is what I mean. Like, is there a significance, I guess?
Kind of like, I feel like a residue like that might have been her key if she was dead and what hadn't passed through. Like some kind of weird residue that's happening.
She can't take with her. She can't carry the boiler room, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's where she hit her head.
The other thing I thought of was the only other house that we've seen burned down is last season, right? When Janet actually burned the house that she was raised in.
Yeah.
So the other only option I can think of is, even though Janet's crossed over, Janet is very smart and constantly wants to help them, right? She didn't really want a crossover. It kind of just happened. She was actually really trying to help. So maybe she's from beyond whatever ghost realm there is. Yeah, maybe she's giving, trying to send Maddie signs that she's there. Yeah. And the only thing she can think of was to burn the dollhouse like the way she burned her, or like at least to give her that vision.
Interesting. I had not thought of that. Yeah, but she's having nightmares at any rate. This is, I think, where she has the conversation with Xavier. I thought it was at the end of the last episode, but it's in this one.
I thought he eventually stayed over, because I thought he came over once and she said no, and then he came over again. And
yeah, he comes over, I think, at the end of the episode, and she says yes. Yeah. It was at the very beginning of this episode that she said no, rather than at the end of the other episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, he says she doesn't have to. Well, first he's like, he doesn't mean to be weird, but because it's like, what's your boyfriend? So you kind of wonder. Yeah, he's like, I'll come stay with you if you need it. And she tells him she doesn't. So he's being nice.
You think she's doing that because she still cares for Wally, like out of respect, or that has nothing to do with it?
I think it has to do with she's trying to be independent and doesn't think she needs anybody. That's how I took it.
That's how I took it.
She feels like she's been alone, because she says later, like, I'm all alone, that her mother leaving, it doesn't matter whether she's there or not, she's still alone.
Yeah, and I thought that was so horrible. What a horrible line.
It is. that's when her friends
Not
say
okay.
you're not alone. But I think that she's so used to being alone that she thinks she doesn't need the help at this point.
Does she make the comment? She's like, I'm alone, but I'm not okay. She says something to that effect, or did I just hear that in my head while the scene was going on? It's possible.
This is
I don't know.
subtext.
Yeah, put in my own subtext. I'm like, she's not okay. She's alone, but she's not okay.
She's not okay.
I
No.
don't have it written down. Is the just to ask a second? Is the Super Bowl this weekend?
Yes, it's the
I'm
Benito
not out
Bowl.
of touch. I'm not out of
I
touch.
always record the Puppy Bowl, and I had to set a recording for the Puppy Bowl.
I guess I should have known. That's why I'm getting press releases about the Puppy Bowl. Okay.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah. We should cover the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything to cover other than they're cute puppies.
Oh, they're so cute.
They are so cute. I think it would make me too sad, though. I don't know if I could watch it.
I understand.
Much. But I didn't know it was on earlier. That's nice to know that it's on, though. I might later go watch Duncan Egg. I do like that now. I did watch it, so I'm sure.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool that they're streaming it a couple days early so that it doesn't interfere with the Super Bowl. I'm like, that's very respectful from one channel network to another. I thought that was great.
Yeah, since it's on a different network, but I think they're just like, we want to get as much traffic as we can.
They want to get some views before the Super Bowl ends.
I don't know that they're doing it for the other network. I think they're doing it for themselves. And like,
probably.
We want to steal the traffic back, so we're not going to do it then. Oh, geez, sorry, my back. I'm like trying to stretch my back out, and it's not working very well. So I sit too stiff. That's the problem. I don't move as I sit here for that long. So then back in, let's see, this is back at the school. Nicole's still hungover, and that's where they said, like, oh, it's her first hangover. But
so I say her first hangover because she hasn't been invited to parties.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they're not even, I didn't think, I was thinking, hasn't she drank? But I guess they're not 21, so they wouldn't necessarily have a reason to unless they were at a party. So this is where Wally, no, this is not where, hold on, I'm trying to find where it is. Wally talks about the Hellmouth, and they talk about how it feels like a subscar, and that Simon thinks it is a church and that people died down there. And I think, I don't have it written here, but I think this might be where he lies to her and says that Simon went down. Or that Simon didn't go down, sorry, which is not true and not what she wants to hear. So she's mad either way. And then we have, let's see, this is in detention, right? They have to go to detention.
Hey, Julie.
Welcome. I was going to say, are you still doing your show right now with Doug? Or is she done?
Oh, I think she's probably done.
Okay, because I was going to say, when everybody's done here, they should go over to her channel, but I guess that doesn't really help.
Well, they can watch it again.
Watch the rewatch.
Julie's story time with Doug at Julie B Deep Dives. Sorry, I'm talking as I'm making weird stretching noises, but I'm like rotating, I'm making noises, and I'm like, crack. I'm feeling, at least I can hear it cracking and feel it, but
cracking.
No, I don't know you can hear cracking, but I figured I was making weird like noises as I did, and I wasn't sure.
Oh.
It's getting, where is it, after dark hours right now?
My back hurts. Leave me alone.
My neck and my back.
Want me to massage your back?
No, I don't know. I can't seem to unkink what's kinked, I guess. Which still sounds bad.
Wait, are we talking about kinks right now, Jamie?
What are we talking about?
Apparently. Sorry. I'm just hurting right now. I'm going to take some Advil, and then maybe I'll quit complaining if I take some Advil. How's that? So yeah, they are stuck in detention and trying to do all this while. See, that's where sometimes I think things are out of order, because either they were waiting for them in detention or somehow it switched. Isn't that the cafeteria behind her?
Because, I mean, the principal came.
Yeah, I don't know. No, they're still in the cafeteria.
I mean, I know it's supposed to parody the Breakfast Club, but it didn't have a lot of Breakfast Club, bits.
It didn't. I think I jumped the gun, though. I don't think they're in detention yet. This is where they have the book that was, now, I forget who said it earlier. Okay. Thank you, Julie. Appreciate it. Hold on, I'm hooking up. So Simon grabbed the book from the church.
Subscribe to Julie B Deep Dives. We'll be doing a lot of From stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely subscribe. She's got the best.
Yes,
a whole lot of From going on.
I actually
Julie B Deep Dives.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I'm assuming that you guys tonight, when you talked to Doug, talked somewhat about From, and I missed it.
She was on last night talking with Doug and From. Last night too, she was with Doug and on From. I caught a little bit of it.
No, but now that you guys saw the trailer, I figured you were talking about it.
Yeah, she did a trailer breakdown. She went live last night and did the trailer breakdown, and Doug was on there. They couldn't talk too much, but we were talking the teaser yesterday, and then she had the book club today.
Yeah, and I was there.
Yeah.
Yes, you were there. Well, I was getting ready for this. Sorry, but I do want to hear some of what he had to say.
But I'm saying tonight it's about Doug Hughes's book.
I see.
The Taming of the True.
Yes.
It isn't about From at all.
No.
Okay, I see.
It's about art.
Well, everybody needs to get his book as well. Don't forget to do that.
Yeah, you can get big copies of Doug Hughes's books.
It's on his website, right?
No, you have to contact Julie.
Okay.
Let's get a hold of Julie. Go on the Discord, get a hold of her.
Yeah.
I can't put any links in the chat. Somebody can put a link in there.
You can, but I know you lose.
I'd have to exit and come back in, and
you have to lose one.
I can pull it up and put Julie's Discord in there if you want.
Yeah.
If it'll let you do it, I don't think it'll let you do it. If you can do it can you do it? Oh, you can't do it in StreamYard. You're not logged in. Yeah, I don't know the exact link because I
have it. I got it.
But if you get a hold of Julie, you can get copies of both Doug's books, The Poor Player and Taming of the True. Yeah, and they're very good. They're spy.
Player's really good.
They're spy novels. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna open my camera again, and if I'm moving around, you know why. So anyway, I know what I was asking. So Simon grabbed the book then, because that was the part I missed. I didn't realize he took the book. I thought maybe it was one they went and got out, but I guess he took the book from the church. So they're trying to find out more about the church, and that's kind of what, if I remember rightly, what this conversation was before they got into their detention. The teacher comes and gets them, and this is where he's like, "You're gonna write out what happened exactly," and all that good stuff. And of course, they have no intention of doing that. But maybe it was in the scene before, but at one point Claire translates some of the book because she knows Finnish, which surprises them. And then let's see, we have the conversation with Yuri, which is when he comes in and he finds that Mr. Martin's already in there. And he's ready to leave because he doesn't want to be in his way. He basically says he's been avoiding everybody so he doesn't piss them off. But Yuri doesn't care. To be fair, Yuri was never part of that. So I don't think like he had no reason to be mad at him. But he offers him his shrooms as well as Quinn, who comes in. I don't know if that's a little bit. See, sometimes I'm confused with where my pictures are going from. But Quinn comes in and takes a whole bunch of them, like 4 doses.
Yeah, exactly. She's like,
they're gonna be tripping balls in a little bit here.
I thought you already took some as they're downing the whole bag.
Yeah, poor Yuri didn't even get any. So here is where they're talking about the translation and that Simon's parents are getting worried. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you guys can share links. Everybody's asking me. Scarlet can, but she has to exit out and she loses StreamYard. Let me see. I don't know if I can.
Here's Julie's Discord. If I
don't think it's going to let you. That's what we had to
put it in our stream. I put it in our StreamYard chat. That way you can just grab it, and if you can do
you
it.
can do it in StreamYard. Yeah, that. Oh, okay. I see. That just gave me a Discord link. That isn't her Discord. It must have changed it because it just.
Oh, yes. Let me see if you're right.
Yeah, you'd have to get her actual Discord. I don't know. As far as I know, YouTube blocks certain things. I'm not blocking anything. The thing that's funny is I actually have off block. So I don't even understand why it blocks it, but apparently some of it blocks it.
There, I just put Julie's Discord into our live chat.
That I can copy. I can paste that. I do it myself. Yeah. Oops. Did I do that right? Hold on. I'm gonna make sure I copied it right. I thought I hit something. Okay.
Yeah, because if I exit and come back, then your graphic thing's all messed up.
Hey, there it is. There's Julie.
Because I'll come in and then move up, and then I'll be there, and that'll be a problem.
Yeah, or I can just move her to 3. It doesn't matter if you want to, but I know that then you get screwed up and it's hard for you to stay on there. So, anyway, hold on. I didn't mean to do that through NDB Media too, but oh well, it's okay. It's on YouTube. That's what matters. Okay. So I totally lost track of where it was at. Let's go back. Okay. So she is translating some of the Finnish. And
yeah, she has Finnish grandparents.
Yeah, she has Finnish grandparents. But they're also talking about how Simon's sending a text. His parents are sending a text, and they're getting worried. So at one point here, they make the decision that they're going to not clone his voice because you can't do that. They don't know how to do that. They do know how to. Actually, Xavier knows how to do that, but he says that doesn't work as well. They're going to cut together pieces from his podcast to make a message for his parents. And then back here before the scar, Wally is pissed off that Simon got him to lie because Simon kind of tricked him into lying, and the way he did it, like Wally was just trying to help, and he ended up lying to her that he didn't go down there, and he's kind of mad about that, and Simon like uses it to his advantage, and he's like, well, if you don't help me now, I'm going to tell her you lied. Like, really, Simon? That was not very nice.
For the first time, I'm like, Simon's a real asshole. Like, he's desperate. He's a real asshole right now.
Yes, he was not being very nice. But he does get him eventually to agree to go back down into the scar again. But they don't know yet that they don't have the watch. They'll figure that out in a little bit.
Right.
So there must have been a very quick conversation with these people, these ghosts. That's, I think, about the translation. They're still talking. And then I don't remember her name other than Jennifer Tilly. I don't know if you guys remember
Dr. Deborah Hunter Price.
Dr. Deborah Hunter Price. Okay. She is arguing with the principal, who I only know is Alex Zahara. So I know both of their real names, and that's all I know.
I don't know the principal.
No, I don't know the principal's name. I just know who he's played by. So she is arguing that the school's a death trap, all this stuff, which really, I think, is just an excuse that she's trying to get the school shut down so they can bulldoze it. I don't know that, but she's not wrong. She's like, it's disturbing. So many students were killed here. It's like, yeah, that happened. So she's not wrong, but nobody seems to notice that fact. Everybody just ignores that fact, And then I think I jumped the gun a little bit on that. This is where he gives them the mushrooms, and they leave to go trip balls elsewhere while he looks at his note from Janet that he's going to try to go into his scar.
Principal Hartman, just so we have it. I just looked it up. It's Principal Hartman.
Principal Hartman. Okay.
Totally escaped me.
I'll probably just keep calling him Alex Zahara though, because that's all I know is his name. So you'll have to remind me. Okay, now Maddie was having another dream thing as she's looking for Simon.
Hallucination, vision.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. But I have to wonder, it is red like a scar, which is interesting.
Yes. This one was different. I didn't think it was the same because it's definitely not the boiler room, right? That does not look like the boiler room to me. And it's a scar.
It is, which makes me wonder if somebody else has that scar. But like, why would the dollhouse be there? Like, unless her being pushed out of her body, I would say counted. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the dollhouse wasn't in the boiler room. So
oh my gosh, do you know what I just thought of? What if her mom never made it to the rehab? And that's like her mom, like she's seeing like her mom's scar or something, God forbid. Oh my God, I hope not. I'm sorry, that just popped into my head. I hope that she's not seeing anything from her mom.
I would tend to think not what happened, because I would think that'd be awful to
orphan her.
Happen to her. She's an orphan.
I don't think that's what that is. But
I think it's residue, because I think she probably was going to pass through, or would have had that skill set to pass through. And it always has to do with her mom and her dad. Like the one scene that maybe Jamie doesn't know because she didn't watch the whole thing, but when she was drowning and she had her mom on one side and her dad on the other. And I think that's kind of where her key and her scar comes from, is her parents.
Yeah, she also went through some of the scars too, right? She followed the map and the path last season, so definitely residue from probably,
supernatural residue.
There's also a part, I don't know if it's after or before. See, some of this I'm not sure exactly where it happened, but there is also a part where the teacher tells Yuri to be careful when he says, I'm trying to think. Somebody says they've forgotten. What was it? Quinn says forgotten a lot of the stuff. Doesn't remember it. I don't know. But he said that. Yeah, and he said that he would like to forget it. And this is where Mr. Martin says to be careful, because he would start purposely forgetting the bad things. And he said you start forgetting the good stuff too. Like he can't even remember his mother's face. So I don't know if that's implying that, Yuri's going to start forgetting things, or if it's more about Mr. Martin, or what exactly that's about. But
I thought the line was interesting, considering Yuri was so quiet for so many decades, but yet he remembered so much of his stuff. So that line actually kind of confused me, to be honest, because I'm like, not everybody forgets everything unless they are, and we haven't realized it. But I haven't caught that or felt that way from any of the other characters when they talk about their times when they were actually alive and living in the, and being in the school. Mm-hmm. So when that happened, I was like, that's interesting. For me, I thought he was the only one that's really having these like memory loss times of period and chunks or whatever.
Yeah, well, he's telling him not to purposely try to forget, I guess. Right. That. And then let's see. Then we have more. There's pieces that kind of go back and forth, which is with Claire at the computer, and they're watching her, trying to get the information that she's getting, because they obviously can't communicate with her. And then we see
this flower.
Yeah, it is a good shot. That Yuri pulls a daisy, or is that a daisy? Yeah, it's a daisy.
Yeah, it's a daisy.
It's a daisy before he goes into his scar. He does go into his scar. He sees, some of these things that are just weird, but like this game show guy, but he sees two versions of himself, and sorry, I looked up this version, but he sees this version of himself that's like older and is like has no jobs, like kind of just there and not doing anything, and is lazy. Like that's how I took it anyway, lazy. And then this other version of him that's like in a suit and is like doing like way too much work, and like it starts choking him with the tie that the guy that version of him's wearing.
The corporate of himself.
Yeah, corporate. And he kind of talks about this later, like that he didn't want to become that and lose himself, but he also didn't want to not make anything of himself. So these are kind of like his fear of what he could become, that he doesn't want to become. And then there is Wally and Simon talking to Maddie. And this is where, no, I'm sorry. She's talking to Wally. Simon stands out in the hallway and listens, and she doesn't know it. But she tells Simon, that she's only mad that, or she tells Wally she's only mad that Simon won't wait because she's worried she'll lose him, and she can't lose anybody else. And he just throws himself in harm's way and doesn't think before he acts. And then there's a part where they talk about their favorite movie, which Harold and Maude, which I don't know anything about the movie.
You've never seen Harold and Maude?
No, I've not seen Harold and Maude. I figured you'd say that. No, I have not.
Oh my, we have to have a watch party, Jamie.
I don't watch old movies. No.
Admittedly, I've never seen it either.
Boy and an 80-year-old woman. It's timeless.
I've never seen it either. I've heard of it, and I've like flipped past it on the TV. I've never sat and watched it.
I didn't even.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Classic.
All right. Well, they're talking about. They have this conversation where he tells her.
Well, also Simon's kind of listening in the beginning and then walks away.
Yeah, Simon was listening in to her say he didn't want to lose her. But while he was talking, I'm embarrassed to admit I fell asleep at this part. I don't know why.
All that Harold and Maude talk.
No, when he was talking about the suitcase, I only fell asleep for I think a couple minutes, but I missed the suitcase discussion. She used to put something in the suitcase, and that I didn't hear. So you guys have to tell me what the suitcase conversation was, because I don't.
Do you remember the suitcase conversation?
I don't remember it. Do you remember it, Scarlet?
A good time to fall asleep. Okay, well that's important. That's okay. That's good.
B says Harold and Maude is awesome.
Okay.
Harold and Maude is awesome.
He says something about I have written down something about think about your favorite moment, I guess, from the movie and put it in the suitcase. And he says something like she wants to be in the field. I don't know. I wasn't getting it because I missed that part. So I'll just skip it. I guess it wasn't important.
They made some kind of statement that he would be the one that was 80.
Yeah.
Or she would be the one that was 80 or something like that because she'd be living and he'd still be dead.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He gives her the fake suitcase.
It's very vampire.
Yeah. All right. So this is where Simon is saying he doesn't want to be an asshole and keep things from her. He's not trying to hurt her. But he doesn't.
Yeah, I remember the suitcase now, the imaginary one. Okay. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I remember him giving her the imaginary suitcase. I just missed the in-between conversation.
Yeah.
I missed the in-between. But anyway, Simon doesn't want to keep things from her, but he says at least the big stuff, and because Wally's saying the same thing, and this is where Wally admits that he saw his door, and that it appeared the night she got back, and it stayed there, but he didn't go through it, and nobody else knows about it. But yeah, I kind of figured that he got his door because he knew she was safe, was the way I looked at it. But I mean, they don't explicitly say that, but he's got his door, and I guess he's kind of like, so if I go through, if it helps you, it's okay, I guess was kind of the conversation. Either way, he's willing to go back down again. He tells Simon that he will go back down. And then, I don't know why I have a picture like that. Okay. So then Maddie almost gets caught in the hallway because the principal is there showing the superintendent.
Well, she also has cameras, so Maddie's sticking close to the wall.
Yes, I think I forgot to mention that that superintendent at her house, she has video cameras, or has on the laptop the surveillance cameras of the school. Look, I don't know that there was anything wrong with that. I mean, I'm sure they have surveillance cameras at school, and that was her laptop. She might take the laptop to school.
There's not a blind spot in my school. There's so many cameras all over, and they can zoom in and see like the pimple on kids' faces. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I guess the question is, would they be allowed to watch the surveillance at their house, or would it be on a school computer that they can't take with them? Because I'm thinking that could become I mean, it isn't meant to be that way, but like I could see that becoming a bad thing. Like you could have like male teachers bringing it home and watching students or something. And so I don't know.
I think in the case of Dr. Deborah Hunter Price, she's probably looking for anything that's an excuse for her to knock the building down.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sure she is. I'm just saying, I don't know that in real life that you could take it home like that, but she's probably the one that set them up. So I don't even know what that is. But she runs into the janitor here, and he's like, I won't tell on you. Go ahead back. And this is where she says to him, I know you see things, because she knows that he saw Wally. She asks him if there's anything he knows about what was there before the school. And this is where he says, come with me and I'll show you something. And I thought this whole conversation was very bizarre that they had, the way he talked about the rock and stuff. But
storm tapes.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's apparently a supernatural thing. There was a book, a movie about it, about stones talking.
I don't know, but if I didn't know that he saw the ghost, I would think everything was in his head.
I like the poster that's right behind her. Unlock the power of your voice. I thought that was it caught my attention.
So then we have
the shrooms are kicking in.
The grass.
The shrooms are kicking in.
There's
You're
an
right.
ant, and I like the ants, and the world is like the ants.
On his hand, he's tripping.
We're all ants.
Which I believe it sounded like he said "mom," but I couldn't tell for sure.
Yeah, he did.
That was when I realized I didn't have the captions on, because I was like, "Why are they not on?" I thought I set them. Apparently, I have to reset them every episode. But
I thought that was crazy that he saw his mom. I'm like, did she die there, or he just hallucinating, like tripping balls off the mushrooms?
He's hallucinating. Yeah, I assumed this was a hallucination, but I don't know, but I assumed it was a hallucination. Quinn, meanwhile, is also starting to have a hallucination, and they go outside, and this is where the music number is, which was awesome.
Theirs is a great hallucination.
This one was awesome. The musical part was great.
I'm not sure why the daisy was there.
There's another daisy. Is
that Yuri's daisy?
Maybe, but why would it be in Quinn's hallucination? I was a little confused by that.
Maybe that's a statue that's just outside the greenhouse at the school.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I assume
they said to the actress, "Go stand by that." That's cool.
Well, I figured she's hallucinating it, or they're hallucinating it, but maybe not. I don't know. Then she hallucinates the prom photo, which I'm guessing that's why she's wearing the frilly dress that they don't want to wear. Because that is what
I have an interesting anecdote about this.
Go ahead.
When they're doing this whole sequence, apparently the guy who plays Martin wasn't going to be part of the sequence, but he learned all the dance moves. So they were like, "Oh, you can be in the sequence. That's no problem." But they had been tweaking it a little bit. So they did this one thing, and they said, "Okay, this one thing, you're going to scream. You're going to make a motion like screaming." But when they did it the first time, he actually screamed because he thought that everybody was going to scream.
What was this
on? Everybody else was like, "Ah."
What was this on? Was it on like a after thing?
Yeah, it was on a channel called Media Melanie. She did an interview with God, what's the guy's name that plays Martin? I was trying to memorize it.
I don't know, but I'd like to see that. That's cool.
Yeah, it was a long interview. It was really cool.
I tried to get that junket. It didn't work out.
The guy that plays Martin is Josh Zuckerman.
Yeah, Josh Zuckerman. Yeah.
All right. Well,
he's pretty funny. He has a lot of funny stories.
Yeah. Well, I think this whole scene's funny too. And there she is dancing.
Yeah, the dance sequence. I like that dance sequence where they kind of motion a scream and do all that in sync. It's really cool. It reminds me of Legion. This reminds me of something that would happen in Legion.
It would. That's true. All right. So then we have
you get the Go Quinn Go like banners.
Yeah, so I forgot about that. Yeah, they were yelling for Quinn to go.
That's why I was so happy that this whole sequence didn't end badly, because a lot of times the shroom thing would go into a bad trip, and this one didn't go into a bad trip at all.
No,
it did not. This is where Claire is looking stuff up on the computer, and they're able to see it. It is about Split River History Archive, and it talks about the groups that came to Split River. The river played an important role in the town's early growth. Logs cut from nearby forests, blah, blah, blah. That's not really important. I'm reading it to see if it's important. It's really not. But they see stuff about Split River is the idea. And then this is where he's talking about the energy and the stone tapes and how everything is part of, like, when things happen that it remembers it, basically, was what he said. And he said, I don't know that this place is haunted so much as it's trying to say something. And she listens to him because she knows that there's, something going on there. She just wants to know what happened before.
And I say it is an original idea. You can look up stone tapes and there's a whole.
No, I believe we'll have to look it up. Yeah. then the principal is watching the video cameras and he's like, where did everybody go? No, look, when this happened, you knew what was going to happen. Everybody knew, but it was funny. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
So he immediately rushes off to go down to the detention to scream at everybody. And you know they're going to be there when he gets back. But he runs down as fast as he can to try to get to the detention that only poor Xavier's still there doing the work. You know, I think I realized before where I made a mistake. Remember how I said the pictures looked like they were out of order? It looked like the cafeteria behind them. Their detention is in the cafeteria, I think.
Yeah.
That's that same spot. I didn't realize that. I'm dumb. Okay, so I didn't make a mistake before. So they are going down to once again. Hold on. It must have just been a quick flash because then it goes back to in my notes to Xavier, who's going caw, running down the halls trying to get the other kids to get back in detention before they get caught. You know, he said that he said it to Maddie. I didn't hear him actually yell it to Maddie. He just kind of looked at her and waved, but he told her later he yelled at. But he's doing that to get them back. They all rush back. And I have, I thought I had written something about that, but they all get back. That janitor tells Maddie to run when they see him waving. And then after she gets back in there, that's again the scar. When she gets back in the detention and they're like all sitting there when he gets back all nice. And he's like, what just happened?
I mean, I guess that happened in Breakfast Club.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I see.
You ever seen it?
Yes, but it's been forever since I've seen it.
Yeah, true.
So this is where they talk about here. He talks about Split River, but also they got partially from the computer that it used to be, the town used to be called Stillwater, not Split River. Mm-hmm. That 9 people, 8 of which were children, was killed at the church. And this is where Mr. Martin says, my mother told me this story, that they split the river like physically in order to help the towns prosper, but something went wrong and there was a flood. And everything that there was 9 people trapped, including, and he said all the memories were trapped there too.
Do you have any of the pictures of that? Because that graphic sequence is pretty cool.
I have this of them talking, and then I have that picture.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the creative, you know.
I think
the creative attributes they have in the show, like the you know, when he's talking about the headlights, it's on his glasses and this moving and
it moves.
Reminds me of Legion again. It's Legion-y.
I get it. We get it. Scarlet likes Legion. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yes. Well, I mean, it was Legion because Legion would do that. It would have some kind of arty thing going on. I don't know too many shows that do that. That's why I'm, citing this one.
Yeah. All right. So,
I could say my crazy ex-girlfriend did it.
Yeah, that's true. But either way, he's telling about the flood. And all those kids got trapped in the bottom of the church. So we're assuming that, and that's the part to me that's a little confusing, is 9 people died in that church, 8 of which were children. But maybe that one person we see later maybe is the one person that wasn't a child, right? So,
well, he also mentioned that there was a cemetery there, right? Because the whole thing got flooded, like the land and everything around. So I was also wondering, like, there's a whole cemetery there. Did bodies float up?
That's the part that kind of confused me too, because they did say it became a burial ground or whatever, but they said that there was 9 people died. So I assumed there was only 9 people in the church, but maybe I misunderstood that. I don't know, but they got trapped there in the basement is the idea. And then we have Quinn, who is tripping as well.
Yeah, Dawn's sitting up there since Dawn's not there. She's like acting like a hippie because she's tripping balls.
The replacement Dawn.
And she don't know what's going on. It looked like she tried to kiss Rhonda at one point.
Oh, yeah.
She did, yeah.
Action.
And Rhonda was like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Okay. She took a journey into her soul. She is music. Or they are music is what they say.
That's a good trip right there. That's a great trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Trip. Now here is Yuri, who has gone through his scar finally. And he talks to Charlie and tells him that he went through. And this is where he says, and this is what confuses me a little bit. I wanted to talk about a little bit here. He says that, like Janet said, that he took the daisy with him when he went into the scar, and it came out with him and it didn't reset. Now, so Janet did that in order to make items so they could go into the scar, each other's scars. Was that what that was about? Like anybody can go in it, right?
I thought the same thing. I thought that was like the making of a key, even though they didn't like explicitly say that. What about you, Scarlet? Did you get that impression that like he made a key?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, because it connected to the scar. So yeah, that was what I took it, that's how they made the watch and stuff. But it also makes me wonder, like, well, then why doesn't well, I guess she can't go in now, so maybe she can't, but like she needs to stand with Wally in front of the scar and give him her necklace, and then he walks in and comes back out, and then he'll still have a necklace. That's what they should have done. That would have been the smart thing.
Maybe they'll do that now in like upcoming episodes. Maybe Charlie will put 2 and 2 together so that they can move forward with their plan.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, the daisy stays. And Yuri does say to him, the only thing I want to stay is you. That was sweet.
That was sweet.
And then Maddie and Xavier talk here at the hospital. She's sitting there waiting. And he says that his father, her father went to see somebody to see if they could find anything out. And let's see, there must be more to that scene, and it splits in between. Because then we have him in the hospital, and he's talking to this woman, and she said that she's surprised he came there, that no one else comes there if they don't have to. And let's see, wait. See, it keeps going back and forth. That's why it's confusing when you're doing this. And Maddie is seeing the dollhouse burning, and she sees the figure she picks up, and it burns her hand, but it ends up it's her keys. I don't know if I got all that. And then meanwhile, Wally and Simon have gone down to look for the watch. There it is with the figure in her hand. Burn her hand, which turns into keys. Regular keys, I mean. And then her father, again, still talking to that woman who tells him that there are people down there, meaning down in the church, I'm assuming, like in that hospital, that can never get out. That they're stuck there in a different way that they can never escape. And that did make it seem more like a hell purgatory type thing.
Yeah, like they're condemned.
Yeah, but they're called the Forgotten, which is interesting. And then we go back to Simon after he gets the watch. I think he did pick up the watch. But then he sees this guy who is the one forgotten. And that's what I said. Is that the one adult that died in the church, I guess? A little confused by that. But he grabs Simon and like holds his face and freaks him the hell out. And that's where it ends. So yeah, creepy. What do you guys think about that? I like this added element, definitely. And I think that's what you were saying earlier, Jen.
Yeah. This part really like, so I love this show to begin with, but I was like, oh, this show just got so much better just because it added this part in. I was like, oh my God, I'm so in. It almost looks like the man in yellow aged, right? Like
it does, kind of. I know, that's what I thought too. It kind of looks like him. I think it's kind of like how I liked when they added the sci-fi stuff that made it seem more paranormal to Yellow Jackets. It's kind of like it adds that extra layer of stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like the seasons all add on to each other.
Yeah, they do. I might eventually get to see them. I guess
I wonder if the Forgotten. So before, when I was saying like there's a whole cemetery because Mr. Martin mentions that there was a cemetery there as well. I was wondering if the Forgotten are the people from the cemetery that that were laid to rest in the cemetery, that their bodies were, or their graves were all disturbed and moved from the flood. That were part of the church. So I was wondering if that had to do with the Forgotten. I'm just, just trying to theorize on who they could be. Like you said, it could be the one adult that was with the other 8 children, or it could be a completely different entity that's still affiliated and tied to the church, probably because he was buried there.
Yeah, the thing is, see, I kind of need to go back and listen to that because I thought that he said it became a graveyard because it killed the people. I didn't get that there was an actual graveyard. So I need to listen to that, which you're probably right.
I just thought visually on the map, it looked like there were little crosses around the church.
Right?
It does look like a
graves,
graveyard. Yeah.
But now that you say that, I'm not sure if the graves are for the people that died there, or if there were dead bodies there first. Now that you say that, I can go either way. I'm not sure if they were really clear on that. I gotta go rewatch it as well.
Yeah. I think that needs rewatched.
Yeah, but lucky for us, we only have to watch one episode at a time now.
Yeah.
That makes it easier, and our show won't be quite as long. So I know this. I mean, it's only been 2 hours. I think it's because it's so late. It just seems like it's been longer, but I think
it's just so much from this week. There's so much from it. I've from so much.
There's a lot going on.
No more.
You can't from no more.
No.
You can't from no more.
Well, I've only been doing the frumming for like 12 hours this week.
The frumming. You've been frumming it. You're frumming it.
Yep.
So, where do you think we're going to see next episode? Any predictions?
I don't know, but I want to know more about the Forgotten.
I'm with you on that.
Do you think Clint's going to try to kiss Rhonda again? Or vice versa?
Yeah, maybe. That could happen, but
I wonder if Charlie will do anything with the daisy, right? Because didn't Yuri get up and leave, and Charlie still had the daisy? I wonder if he'll try to go through Yuri's scar.
Well, I hope he doesn't go through without his permission, because then Yuri's going to be even more.
I agree.
It's too intimate.
I agree, but Charlie
he just meets like the older versions of Yuri. He's like, oh my god, this is so messed up.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Somewhere in here, I missed the one thing I don't think I said, which was that I think it's Xavier says when they're all together that because we sort of touched on it, but where Maddie says that even when her mother's there, she's alone because she is afraid that she'll end up out of rehab. She's like, she says something like, what matters is after she gets back, not that she's trying to get help. And she says, because whether she's there or not, she's still alone. And that's where Orgy says, you're not alone. Like she's got all of them. So I like that. But yeah, these Forgotten are not like them. I think they're probably bad, and that's why they're trying to pull them under the water. The thing though that confused me is like, okay, so the ghost, I'm calling it a ghost, the Forgotten or whatever, grabbed Wally's leg, pulled him under, and it shoves them somehow between the veil, right? And that they're like seen for a second. I kind of think that number one, if what I didn't understand is, to me, wouldn't that be what Simon wants? Like, wouldn't that make sense for Simon to let them pull him under so they push him back through the veil? I would think that would fix it. Maybe it eventually will. I don't know. But
he might just be scared, right? Because he's still alive. Like, he might just be scared of drowning. Like Wally and them, they can go through it. Because even if they drown, they're still already dead. I think there's that element that there's still some type of life form to him. So I can see why he'd be like terrified. He doesn't know how long he'll be on water. What if he?
Well, also when he ran out to the edge of the border where he could go, it hurt when he came back.
Yeah.
So it might really hurt him. You know.
Yeah, I'm guessing that where Wally came back was where he died. They didn't say, but I kind of assumed that. So.
Well, he died on the football field.
Right. He didn't come back in the football field. He came back somewhere else.
Yeah.
Weird. That's interesting. I didn't know that. But
I do think it's interesting because they all keep like spawning out in a different place. Like Mr. Martin spawned out on the street right where the bus stop is. Wally didn't spawn out there. He came out somewhere else, didn't he?
Yeah.
Where the guy on the ladder was. My only thing is what I think might happen, like my theory is, I think that whenever one of them go through, like if they do this again, I wonder that like the Forgotten are gonna like somehow attach themselves, and that or maybe already have, and that we'll find out that something came back with them, because that to me makes sense that that's what they're after, because that woman says, they have no way of getting out, no way of escaping. So maybe they pulled Simon into the veil somehow and got him stuck there because somebody's trying to come out. That could be interesting. I don't know.
That might be a good point, because we keep talking about like the residual, I guess, ghost residuals that have been left over, which is why Maddie keeps having these visions. But what if it's that something is leaked out through because of Wally and kind of stuck to her?
Could
right?
be,
Because
yeah.
he saw Wally right after that whole he went through and everything. So that's definitely a possibility, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the stone. There could be something attached to the whole stone tape theory. They have to do something with those memories. Maybe memories are attached to the. I want to say "The Unforgiven," like the Metallica song, "The Unknown."
Whoops! I didn't mean to do that. I highlighted the.
I didn't say it before, but the whole suitcase thing with the memories and putting them in the way Wally was talking to Maddie about that, it reminded me of like, oh my God, Halloran from the The Shining and Derry, how they keep their memories in that box, like in a box in their mind. So I'm wondering if that has anything tied to like the Forgotten. Just saying, like, what if they try to come out and put something out there? Who knows? But they definitely mentioned it for a reason. That whole suitcase conversation's got to mean something eventually.
Yeah. I need to rewatch that part, I think.
I wonder if Livia is going to do something horrible to Nicole. No, she mentioned the word Jason.
Yeah, she shouldn't have done that. She did kick her out of the party. We don't know what else will happen. We'll have to find out.
Next week.
We shall see. All right. Well, anything else? I think that's.
Music was good as usual.
Yeah.
I like that the Chicago song that was used in the dance montage that Quinn had.
That was awesome.
That's a good song.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was a good choice. What's the artist's name again that does this show and Yellow Jackets? You know her name, Scarlet. What is it?
And Warwicker. She was in the band That Dog, but it's the song Chicago is like a Sachin Stevens song. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I know it from somewhere. I don't recall where. But does she also, besides just make music, does she select the music for the show as well?
Yeah, she did the theme song, and she does the incidental music. But she probably picks the songs too, because they do a great time in Yellow Jackets picking the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably has say in that.
Well, maybe they'll have a soundtrack, or there's probably one online too with all the.
There is, but it's really tricky and it has a lot of ads and it's slow and makes me crazy.
Well, you can get a list, and if you want, you can buy the music. I mean, there's always that.
There is a Spotify if you have a Spotify account, but I don't have one, so.
Well, I think Spotify's free, but again, ads. But
yeah,
I think you can get that kind of.
Yeah, I tend to just write down the bands and then go to the library and get CDs out because my car plays CDs. So it's that old.
We had
I go get my little One Leg CDs, and One Leg was actually nominated for Grammys. So I'm like, I feel like I'm on the tip of new music.
You're still hipping with it.
Oh yeah, I'm hip. I'm hip to what the kids are listening to. Shamboozy. I know what Shamboozy is.
Shamboozy.
Yeah, I know who Shamboozy is.
You remember when we did the trivia and Shamboozy came up?
Yeah, that's what I said. I knew like two of those people on there I'd heard of, and the rest of them not so much.
Yeah, the Cure won some stuff, and I'm like, but the Cure didn't perform, and I'm like, I felt sad. It feels like when you watch the Grammys, it feels like an acid trip because all the new singers, all the people are nominated. They just do all these like Chapel Rowan's like at an airport or something, and she's got like a dove on her hand for some reason, and then it goes to this other one, this other motif where this guy's in a car and he runs over somebody on the stage, and somebody's got some dynamite and they put it in a thing and pyrotechnics go off and he falls off.
Did not see that performance.
Then Lady Gaga shows up and she's subtle comparatively. That was a very couth performance by Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
But I like to watch it because I like to know what's going on in the music world.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know enough music. I've never been a huge music person, so
yeah, I know.
Person to ask.
Seems strange.
I listen to my music that I've downloaded a long time ago. I just continue to listen to the same music I have. I never bother getting more usually, unless I've downloaded it from somewhere. Because I had the one searched Shield and was listening to the soundtrack, and that's about as far as I got. Otherwise, I generally, unless it's a soundtrack, I'm generally listening.
Is it like a soundtrack or songs?
No, it was like a soundtrack.
Yeah. My boyfriend listens on.
I think it was on Amazon or something. It was. I have Prime, and it was like on one of the playlists.
Yeah, my boyfriend does a lot of soundtracks. It's like, I mean, I don't really listen to a lot of soundtracks, so it's kind of cool.
I still listen to the radio. I feel kind of old. I have like still favorite radio stations that I listen to.
I like to fire out the Victrola.
I listen to the radio, and if I'm in a different car, sometimes I listen to XFM, or what's it called? I don't know. My dad has Sirius. I couldn't think of what it was called. My dad has Sirius. So if I'm in his car, I'll listen to Sirius radio. Otherwise, I listen to the radio. But I don't really listen to it unless I'm in a car. Otherwise, I really don't listen to music all that often, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm still listening to Christmas music. That's how far back I am.
You're behind.
I kind of got this little swinging jazz, like alternative music, like CDs that are full of like really cool Christmas songs. I'm not giving up Christmas. I still have my tree. I got to turn my lights back to regular.
You have your tree on.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you're really behind.
Yes, I am. I was going to do it last weekend because I thought I could do a January thing. I'll just do January all the way to the end of January. But it was February, and I'm like, no, it's Valentine's Day. I got to put the tree away. I got to start putting hearts. I got to start putting hearts on the tree.
They put some hearts and red decorations on there, and you have a Valentine's Day. Take it off and just leave it green for St. Patty's Day tree.
Yeah.
Throw some eggs on there for Christmas, or for Easter.
I'll never have to take it off. No, that's what I wanted with lights. I wanted lights on my window or different colors so I could have the Christmas ones and then change it to red. But I couldn't find ones that didn't just do mine do Christmas lights and then regular. I can't find one that does where you adjust the color. I have a little remote control or something where I could change the LED.
Yeah, those are like the LED strips are the tiny ones, but you usually only get like a couple of them. They're so you don't get very much.
Yeah, because if I could turn it to red for this month and then green for March, nice pastel for Easter.
No, yeah, then you can have it up all year round. That's actually a really good idea. But they can, I mean, they're not expensive, but usually the strings are like 10 feet or something. Like they don't even go around a window. They're like real short.
Yeah, it's hard to find ones you plug into the wall.
Well, that too, yeah. They're usually battery operated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have ones that plug into in the wall, and they go around my entire classroom. So I have LED lights all around the classroom, and then I have remote control that just changes the lights. I used to change the lights like red, green, yellow, like telling the kids to stop, go and do stuff in the room. Now I don't even bother. It just takes too much. I just leave it blue, like almost the same color blue as my mic, because that's our school colors are blue. So the kids come in and they're like, "Miss, your room looks so calm. It's got it looks like our bedroom."
I thought that's why you were doing it, so you calm down the children.
Exactly.
I knew somebody had a diffuser of lavender oil, and she said it calmed the kids down.
When COVID happened, I had like these thieves and like thieves and cinnamon and cloves diffuser going on constantly, and they're like, "Your room smells like a cinnamon bakery." And then I used to do lavender and stuff in my room. But I had a kid that had allergies, and I kind of
was
about it.
That's the problem.
I was in that school. I'd have to quit going until they stopped it. That would make me so sick. I can't go around stuff like that.
I was told that if I wore Vetiver oil, it would calm down the children when I was around, and it kind of works because it's earthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, tricks of the trade.
Tricks of the trade, I'm telling you. I'm the same way. And I even put music on, like calming music in the background, like instrumental music. It just keeps the kids like quiet. They don't like try to scream over it. It just kind of makes them feel comfortable.
Mellows them out, huh? Very good. All right, kids. Well, I think we have exhausted I'm allergic to everything.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to anything.
You, Jamie.
Like I can't be around perfume or anything like that. I'll get a bad. My sinuses will be.
Jamie. Does when you walk by like a Bath and Body, like one of those candle stores or something, like in a mall or in a store, does it?
I try not to go to the candle store because of that, because I'll get a really bad headache, sinus headache, and I'll have like a bad allergy attack. So yeah, I try not to. Because I know like when I go to get my hair done and stuff, I always call ahead and to remind them, and they take because they have like a scented candle and they'll turn them off so they're not on when I get there. Yes, I do not. I have very bad.
You're like, please make this less spy for me.
Yeah, look, I wish I could be around that stuff. I've learned, I told you before my story about prom when I did it because I didn't listen and I regretted it. So yeah, I'll be around that kind of stuff. I don't even like if I use hairspray, like I don't use a whole lot and it has to be alcohol free. Like I can't even use stuff like that just because it'll make me sick. Yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. All right. Well, we have exhausted school spirit.
Yes.
We have exhausted our school spirit.
We have no more spirits for school spirits.
Yeah, we have no more spirits for school spirit. That one song that said was called Spirit School too. That reminded me because I was thinking when I saw that in the caption. But yeah, I think we've exhausted it, and I'm getting exhausted. So
yes,
me too. Everybody for listening. Please make sure you come back Tuesday at 10 Eastern for our Fandom Access show, and then Wednesday at 11 Wednesday at 10:30. Sorry, we have Underman, the last two, and we also have a watch party for that at 8:30, and then we'll be back again next week for this. As we keep saying, and I haven't set up yet, we are going to do some kind of show for our 1 million views. Some kind of trivia or something that's based on us. Yeah, some kind of party, but I just haven't had, with everything going on, I haven't had the time to even figure out what to do, but we're going to try to do something for that. And then pretty soon we'll be doing From. That's not too far away, I guess. A little bit, couple months. Still too far, but it's not too bad. We'll get there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, please, everybody, subscribe to SciFi Vision, like the video, hype it if you can, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Good night.
Night, night.
Rah, 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 sis boomba.